Chapter 596. It rained continuously for more than 10 days before it finally cleared up. A lot of water had accumulated in the paddy fields in the countryside, and the seedlings were all submerged. Therefore, after the rain, the villagers all ran to the paddy fields to pump water. The third branch only had one mu of paddy field, so it was relatively easy for them to pump water. The ancient water pumping machine was relatively simple. It was similar to a water wheel, and people had to step on it. After breakfast, Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Tianan went to the third branch's paddy field. Mu Yanfeng brought Daodu along. Daodu wanted to play, so Mu Yanfeng could only bring Daodu along. Seeing that his future father-in-law was working in the field, Mu Yanfeng took the initiative to help. After all, he had to appear more attentive in front of his father-in-law. When Zhao Wenhua saw that Mu Yanfeng actually offered to help, he was shocked. How could he dare to let the Shitzi interfere? Uncle, it's fine. Let me try. You are Yun's father. Naturally, you don't have to be polite with me. Zhao Wenhua smiled embarrassedly. He didn't dare to let Mu Yanfeng work, but he also didn't dare to not let Mu Yanfeng work. For a moment, he was in a dilemma. Mu Yanfeng did as he said and didn't care about the luxurious clothes he was wearing at all. He rubbed his bare legs and directly went into the paddy field. The murky water in the paddy field covered half of his legs, and only the heads of the seedlings were sticking out. If this continued, there probably wouldn't be any rice harvests this year. This was what the ancient people were most afraid of. Shitzi, can you do it? If you can't do it, then come up. Zhao Wenhua asked carefully. Uncle, please teach me. I'll be able to do it after you teach me. Zhao Wenhua didn't dare to refuse. He could only brace himself and go in front of Mu Yanfeng to instruct him. Mu Yanfeng learned very quickly. After Zhao Wenhua gave him a few pointers, he roughly memorized it. Then, he started to work. With Mu Yanfeng around, Zhao Wenhua realized that he had more free time. Coincidentally, Liang Jinxiao came over. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao sighed. Our Yuner is so lucky to have met someone like the heir. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, of course. Our Yuner has suffered for the past few years. Now, God has returned the pain that Yuner suffered. Zhao Wenhua nodded in agreement. That's right. Look at the heir apparent's work. It's really neat. It's not worse than us who often work in the fields. Liang Jinxiao stared at Mu Yanfeng and said, well done. It was because the crown prince was too powerful. Ordinary people would not be able to do it. That's right, our big brother and second brother can't do it, right? Our father's leg has not recovered yet. He asked big brother and second brother to pump water from the fields. Big brother and second brother said that they can't do it and are making a fuss in the house. Liang Jinxiao came to look for Zhao Wenshan because of this. Zhao Baoshan was furious when he saw that his two sons were acting like good-for-nothings. He lost his temper at Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui. Compared to the third branch, old Zhao's family had much more paddy fields. After the rain stopped, the old Zhao's family naturally had to pump out the water from their paddy fields. Yuner's father, why don't you help our old family pump water? I think big brother and second brother really can't do it. We can't just watch the seedlings die. This is a year's harvest. Liang Jinxiao discussed with Zhao Wenhua. Zhao Wenhua was silent for a moment when he heard this. Forget it. After all, we've separated from the family. Even if big brother and second brother don't know how to do it, they still have to learn. I'm afraid that if we help them this time, they will blame us next time. We can help them once or twice, but we can't help them all the time, right? Chapter 597. Liang Jinxiao was well aware of Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi's behavior. Although he had good intentions, he could not let himself be taken advantage of now. In the past, his third branch had been bullied because he had been too honest. Sigh, it's a pity that old Zhao's fields are gone. I wonder if big brother and second brother know how to work, even if they don't know how to work, they still have to work. We can't just give up a year's worth of harvest, right? Old Zhao's family is not that wealthy. What are we going to eat if we lose a year's worth of harvest? In the end, it's because big brother and second brother are too lazy. They didn't get used to working in the past. Just as the two of them were lamenting, they realized that Qin Yuan had come over. When did this child come over? How could they not know? As soon as they saw Qin Yuan, Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua greeted him warmly. Qin Yuan, why are you here? Looking at Qin Yuan's attitude, it seemed that he was here to help. The heavy rain had just stopped, but she did not expect him to ignore his own family's matters and come to her house. He was really considerate. My parents asked me to come over, Qin Yuan explained. Liang Jinxiao nodded. He thought that Mr. and Mrs. Qin were kind. When looking for in-laws, they had to find someone who was honest and kind. Ha, that's good. Actually, you didn't have to come over. Your family must be busy, right? Qin Yuan shook his head. It's all right. We don't have a lot of fields, so we're not very busy. That's good. Auntie, where are your family's paddy fields? Qin Yuan asked. Liang Jinxiao thought that Qin Yuan wanted to help, so he said, you don't have to help. Otherwise, you'll get muddy all over. There are enough people in the fields. Now that they had Mu Lianfeng, Zhao Wenhua, and Zhao Tianan, they only had one mu of paddy fields. No matter how much water there was, they would be able to draw it all out. Qin Yuan wanted to say something, but at that moment, Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi came over. She smiled at Liang Jinxiao and said, third sister-in-law, you misunderstood. They are not talking about your family's paddy field. They are talking about our old Zhao's. Liang Jinxiao was stunned. He did not understand what Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi meant. Could it be that Qin Yuan didn't come over to help their third branch? How was it related to old Zhao's family? What's going on? Zhao Wenxue said with a smile, speaking of which, your future son-in-law is a good man. He promised to pump water from our old Zhao's paddy field. Help old Zhao's family. Liang Jinxiao was even more confused. That's right. He's helping old Zhao's family, not your third branch. Ha, third sister-in-law, I'll take your future son-in-law first. With him around, old Zhao's paddy field will probably be emptied. Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenxue then turned and left, leaving behind Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao, who were still confused. Yun's father, have you figured out what's going on? Qin Yuan didn't come here to help our family? I don't think so. Didn't he leave just like that? But this child. Why did he come here to work for old Zhao's family? Liang Jinxiao was confused. He could not think of a reason no matter how hard he thought about it. Maybe he came here and saw that old Zhao's family was quarreling too much, so he offered to help. Zhao Wenhua guessed. There was no other reason other than this explanation. Chapter 598. Given Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi's conduct, they would probably throw everything to Qin Yuan. The two of them had just lamented for a while when they saw Zhao Ping, running over angrily. Liang Jinxiao asked with concern, Ping, what's wrong? Who made you so unhappy? Mother. It's youngest aunt. Zhao Ping's mouth was almost pouting, and her eyes were filled with jealousy. Ping, what's wrong with your youngest aunt? Mother, big brother Yuan came over to work because youngest aunt asked him to. Youngest aunt is too much. Isn't she afraid of exhausting big brother Yuan? The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she got. That youngest aunt of hers was a vixen. She relied on her good looks to make use of Qin Yuan to make Qin Yuan help her with the work. Liang Jinxiao still did not understand what was going on. After carefully interrogating her, he finally found out what was going on. Originally, Qin Yuan came over today to look for the third branch. But when he arrived at old Zhao's courtyard, the old Zhao's family was currently in a heated argument. Zhao Xinhui found the noise too annoying. When he saw Qin Yuan coming over, he casually instructed him. He did not expect that Qin Yuan would really agree to help. Zhao Ping felt that Qin Yuan had not even accompanied her when he came over. How could he be sent away just because of Zhao Xinhui's words? She let Qin Yuan do the work, but Qin Yuan did not treat her youngest aunt as warmly as he did. With such a comparison, Zhao Ping naturally felt jealous. Seeing Zhao Ping panting with anger, Liang Jinxiao comforted her. Ping, that child Qin Yuan might have helped because of our relationship. After all, your grandfather is our elder, no, mother. It was younger aunt who seduced brother Yuan. Younger aunt is too evil. As Zhao Ping spoke, she could not help but grind her teeth. If Zhao Xinhui dared to have designs on Qin Yuan again, she would not let Zhao Xinhui off easily. Zhao Wenhua frowned and said unhappily to Zhao Ping, Ping, how can you say that about your aunt? In any case, he's still your senior. You can only say these words in front of me and your mother. If it spreads to other people's ears, who knows what kind of gossip it will cause. It won't be good for you or your aunt. You're already so old, yet you're still shooting your mouth off. Zhao Ping pursed her lips. She was unhappy with Zhao Wenhua's reprimand. What she said was the truth. Why wasn't he telling her? Seriously, I'll go look for brother Yuan. After Zhao Ping finished speaking, she ran out and chased after Qin Yuan's traces. Zhao Wenhua could not help but shake his head. She really was a worrisome person. He did not know what her in-laws would think of her after marrying over. Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi brought Qin Yuan to old Zhao's family's field. The pumping rack was already in place. After instructing Qin Yuan to pump the water, they sat down. The two of them stood on the ridge leisurely without moving. Treading water was the most strenuous. Zhao Wenxue felt that his physical strength could not keep up at all. He would not be able to withstand treading water for even an hour, let alone a day. Therefore, even if Zhao Baoshan scolded him, he would still drag it out. Now that Qin Yuan had replaced him, Zhao Wenxue was happy to see Qin Yuan kicking vigorously. At the same time, a hint of envy appeared in his eyes. Zhao Wenxue asked Zhao Wenshi, who was beside him, Big brother, do you think that physical strength has something to do with that in bed? Is it true that the better one's physical strength, the longer one can do it? After being asked by Zhao Wenxue, Zhao Wenshi was stunned. Then, he thought about it and said to Zhao Wenxue, it should be related. I've seen other men with good physical strength. They can last a long time in bed. Chapter 599. Isn't that so? AI. Speaking of this, Zhao Wenshi also sighed. Zhao Wenshi noticed Qin Yuan's enthusiasm and said, looks like he's pretty good in that area. That's because he's young. That might not be the case for us at our age, Zhao Wenxue muttered as though he was defending himself. Zhao Wenshi smiled awkwardly. Brother, you're wrong. Look at our dad. He's 2 rounds older than us, but he's still energetic. His stamina is even better than ours. Zhao Wenshue's lips twitched, and he looked embarrassed. Big brother. Does that mean our dad is better than us when it comes to sex with our mom at his age? Sigh, that's right, Zhao Wenxue felt like he had been dealt a heavy blow. He thought about his brothers and realized that he was the weakest in terms of physical strength. That meant he was the weakest in that area as well. Zhao Wenxue felt like his heart had been deeply hurt. It was no wonder Qian Chuanxiu said he was weak. If this continued, how could he face Qian Chuanxiu in the future? Big brother. Zhao Wenxue looked at Zhao Wenshi and wanted to say something. What's wrong, brother? Big brother, do you have any spare money? Do you have any that you secretly saved up? To tell you the truth, I want to get some medicine, Zhao Wenxue said embarrassedly. He only dared to say this to Zhao Wenshi. If it were anyone else, he would be too embarrassed to ask. This. Zhao Wenshi looked troubled. Brother. Our family's money is in Mom's hands. How could we have any? Is there really nothing? Of course not. I don't dare to hide money. If Mom finds out, she'll kick up a fuss. Sigh. Zhao Wenshui sighed deeply. Zhao Wenshui couldn't borrow any money from him, and he didn't have any either. What should he do? He had to get some money to treat his illness. For a man, having the ability to do that represented a person's self-esteem. But where could he get the money? Zhao Wenshui stroked his chin, deep in thought. In the third branch's paddy field, Mu Lianfeng was very busy. He didn't feel tired at all when he stepped on the water wheel. Instead, he found it very interesting. He had never done this kind of work before, but now he suddenly felt that he liked it very much. Perhaps he was more suited to stay in the countryside and live a simple life. Dad, there are a lot of loaches in the paddy field. Zhao Tianan called out to Zhao Wenhua. Because a lot of water had accumulated in the paddy fields, there were already a lot of loaches in the countryside. Now, there were even more of them. Yunner's mother, why don't we catch some loaches? Zhao Wenhua asked. Although the loach wasn't a very good thing, it was still a meat dish. If it was cooked well, the taste would be very good. Liang Jinxiao nodded and said, okay, get some. Because of the rainy weather, they couldn't go to town, so they didn't buy any meat back. They were used to living a hard life, so it didn't matter if they didn't eat meat. However, as the heir apparent, Mu Lianfeng also didn't eat meat, and there wasn't anything good to eat. If they caught some loaches, it would improve their diet. Okay. I'll go down then. Zhao Wenhua replied, rolled up his trousers, and went down to the paddy field. Chapter 600. Together with Zhao Tianan, the two of them actually managed to scoop up half a bucket of loaches from the paddy field. It wasn't just loaches that came up, there were also some eels. In ancient villages, there were many of these things. There were no good things, but there were still many small fish and shrimps. It was just that these things took time to catch. Of course, because ancient people ate these things a lot, they weren't too rare. In addition, for loaches and eels, if they didn't add much oil, they wouldn't be very tasty. In the eyes of the country people, they were still much worse than meat. Seeing that Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Tianan had already scouted half a bucket, Liang Jinxiao hurriedly said, enough. Is it enough? Zhao Tianhua grabbed energetically, as if he hadn't had enough. It's enough. It's enough to cook several big bowls. If we can't finish it, it won't be a waste. Only then did Zhao Wenhua give up. He straightened his body, got up, and didn't continue to scoop. However, after bending over to scoop up the mud for so long, his waist hurt when he got up. He reckoned that he was a little older. He couldn't be compared to the past. That's fine. If you want to eat later, I'll scoop it again. Liang Jinxiao responded with a smile. Her man was very capable. If it was an ordinary person, how could they catch so many loaches and eels? At this time, Zhao Yun came to the field after tidying up the house. As soon as she came over, she saw that the men in the field were covered in mud. Forget about her father and Zhao Tianan, even Mu Lianfeng was covered in mud. Seeing Mu Lianfeng working hard to pump water in the field, the corners of Zhao Yun's mouth couldn't help but curl up. He looked a little funny when he was doing farm work. It didn't match his temperament at all. Especially when his luxurious clothes were soaked in mud, he didn't feel any heartache at all. Seeing Zhao Yunner coming over, Mu Lianfeng paused and said to Zhao Yunner, why are you here? Zhao Yunner smirked. It finally stopped raining. If I don't come out to get some fresh air, won't I be bored to death at home? But the injuries on your body, I'm fine. Other than my head, everything else is fine. Only then did Mu Lianfeng stop nagging. Zhao Yunner was right. Because of the rain these few days, they could only stay at home and could not go anywhere. It was also good to let Zhao Yunner get some fresh air now. Just like now, when he was doing farm work, he felt much more relaxed. Sister, you are late. If you had come earlier, you would have been able to see our father catch the loach. Zhao Tianfu smiled and said to Zhao Yuner, our father is very good at catching loaches. Look, he caught half a bucket in just a short while. Zhao Yuner stared at the wooden bucket. It was really, after being praised by Zhao Tianfu, Zhao Wenhua seemed embarrassed and smiled shyly. Father, these are all good things. You are really amazing. Zhao Yuner also praised from behind. There were loaches and a few eels. They looked quite thick and big. They were more tasty than fish. Zhao Yuner had not eaten loaches and eels since she came here. She also did not see them being sold in the market. She reckoned that the villagers would not treat them as treasures. In addition, they had basically caught a few of them. They would eat them at home and would not think of selling them on the streets for money. In her previous life, one of Zhao Yuner's favorite dishes was stir-fried eels. Chapter 601. Thinking about it, she couldn't help but swallow a few mouthfuls of saliva. After being praised by Zhao Yuner, Zhao Wenhua felt that he couldn't stand it anymore. These children really had a glib tongue, praising him to the heavens. What's so great about it? There are quite a lot of loaches and eels in the field. If you like to eat them, I'll catch some for you next time. Zhao Yuner didn't stand on ceremony with Zhao Wenhua. Instead, she smiled sweetly and said, Thank you, father. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me. Then father, let's have lunch together as a family. I'll make some eels and loaches for you. It's Lulu's cooking. Zhao Wenhua nodded with a smile. He knew that his daughter's cooking skills were good. Although Liang Jinxiao also knew how to cook, he didn't cook loaches and eels often. If Liang Jinxiao cooked them, they might not be delicious. Just in time. That child from Qin Yuan is here. Let's have lunch together. Liang Jinxiao sighed. With Zhao Yuner around, the dishes were also good. Qin Yuan is here? Zhao Yuner asked. Yes. He's busy working in your grandfather's field. Liang Jinxiao explained. Zhao Yuner frowned and asked in confusion, Mother, what's going on? Why is Qin Yuan working for our grandfather? If he was here to help, shouldn't he be in the third branch's field now? Liang Jinxiao explained the matter again. Zhao Yuner heard it and thought it was weird. This Qin Yuan was quite interesting. It seemed like he had fallen in love with Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Yuner suddenly became worried. If Qin Yuan liked Zhao Xinhui, it would be troublesome. If he didn't want to marry Zhao Ping, when would Zhao Ping, this scourge, ever get married? She couldn't stay at home forever. Thinking of Zhao Ping's pig brain and the things she did, Zhao Yuner had a headache. Mother, we should settle Sister Ping's marriage as soon as possible. It's better to hold the wedding as soon as possible. What if she regrets it if it's too late? Zhao Yuner said to Liang Jinxiao. Liang Jinxiao knew what Zhao Yuner was worried about. She was afraid that the Qin Yuan would become popular and the Qin family would give up on the marriage. In the end, it would be difficult for Zhao Ping to get married. With a slight sigh, Liang Jinxiao replied, Yes, I understand. Yuner, let's go back and find a good day to discuss the wedding. Yes, mother. If they held the wedding early, it would save them a lot of trouble. Zhao Wenhua shook the loaches and eels in the bucket. He didn't know if it was because of the rain, but these things were bigger than usual. Tianan, that's enough. What are you still touching? Come on up. Zhao Wenhua called out to Zhao Tianan, who was still touching the loaches and eels in the bucket. Father, I'll touch a little more. I want to send some to Xiao Feng later. She doesn't have anything good to eat at home. Zhao Tianan smiled shyly, showing the shyness of a big boy. Zhao Wenhua didn't say anything. Then touch a little more. Do you want father to help you? No need, father. I can do it myself. Okay. Zhao Yun frowned when she heard her brother say that. It seems that Zhao Tianan really cares about Ma Xiaofeng. What should I do? Chapter 602. However, Ma Xiaofeng was such a scheming B***tch, and Zhao Yun really did not want her to hurt her younger brother. In the end, Zhao Tianan was too innocent, and he was at the age of youth. It was easy for him to have feelings for any girl he thought was slightly better. Seeing Zhao Yun frown, Liang Jinxiao asked, Yun'er, what's wrong? Zhao Yun did not hide anything and told Liang Jinxiao, Mother, I think Tianan seems to have taken a liking to Ma Xiaofeng. When Zhao Yun said that, Liang Jinxiao was slightly stunned at first, but then she felt that it made sense. No wonder Tianan has been talking about Ma Xiaofeng all this time. She originally thought that Zhao Tianan only cared about Ma Xiaofeng because she helped him send Ma Xiaofeng back that time. She did not expect that he had taken a liking to Ma Xiaofeng. In that case, it's not a bad thing. Yun'er, Tianan has reached the age of marriage. Why don't we arrange for Tianan to marry Xiaofeng? Mother, are you really willing to let Ma Xiaofeng marry into the family? You know what kind of person she is. It's fine if she can really live happily with Tianan, but I'm afraid that she will come back and cause trouble after marrying into our family. After all, this kind of scheming woman was much more difficult to deal with than Zhao Ping'er. After Zhao Ping'er got married, the third branch would be able to live a peaceful and comfortable life. Zhao Yun really did not want to cause trouble for Ma Xiaofeng. When Liang Jinxiao heard that, she thought about it and knew that Zhao Yun made sense. Ma Xiaofeng was a scheming child, and Qian Chuanxiu was not easy to deal with. But Yun'er, if Tianan really likes her, we can't be too against it, right? Liang Jinxiao asked worriedly. Zhao Yun nodded. This was indeed a troublesome matter. Mother, then we have to think of a way to make Tianan dislike or fall in love with another girl. There are so many good girls, it's just that Tianan hasn't met them yet, Zhao Yun said. As for other ideas, she would think about it later. Liang Jinxiao said, how about this? I ask matchmaker Gao to help us find a good family and arrange Tianan's marriage. If there are good girls, we can introduce them to Tianan. If Tianan meets someone better, he might fall in love with someone else. Zhao Yun felt that Liang Jinxiao's method was good. Without a comparison, there was no way to know if there was a better girl. After all, her younger brother had too little contact with girls and was simple-minded. Ma Xiaofeng only needed to use a little trick, and Zhao Tianan's heart would be hooked. Okay, Mother. Go ahead and make the arrangements. Yes. Yun'er, don't worry too much. Tianan is now interested in Xiaofeng. Perhaps one day, he will be fine after the novelty wears off, Liang Jinxiao comforted her. As the mother and daughter were talking, Mu Yanfeng's voice came from the field. Ouch! Mu Yanfeng gasped in pain and found several black and sticky things crawling on his thigh. Mu Yanfeng did not know what they were, but it hurt when they were pulled off his leg. There were red marks on the parts where they were originally stuck. What is this? Mu Yanfeng asked as he held up the black things on his thigh. Zhao Wenhua walked over and explained to Mu Yanfeng, Lord Heir, these are leeches. They are often found in paddy fields. They suck human blood. How are you? Are you all right? Leeches. Chapter 603. Zhao Wenhua explained. Leeches were different from other things. They sucked human blood, and humans did not have any reaction at first. By the time they reacted, they had already sucked their fill. The most precious thing in a person's body was blood. After sucking so much blood, his body inevitably felt a little weak. There are more on my legs. Mu Yanfeng pointed at his legs. There were still a few leeches on other parts of his body. Looking at them made him feel disgusted. Mu Yanfeng really did not know how leeches could exist. Lord Shitzi, let me do it. As Zhao Wenhua spoke, he squatted down and gently plucked the other leeches on Mu Yanfeng's legs from their slender ends. The whole leeches were peeled off. Mu Yanfeng felt that Zhao Wenhua was more experienced than him. He pulled with all his strength. It was very painful. With Zhao Wenhua's actions, he did not feel much pain. Thank you, uncle. It's nothing. Zhao Wenhua hurriedly waved his hand. How could he dare to accept Mu Yanfeng's gratitude? Moreover, Mu Yanfeng's blood was sucked by the leeches because he was helping him. She still felt bad about it. Mu Yanfeng, are you alright? Zhao Yun also asked with concern. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. Don't worry. Mu Yanfeng smiled. Zhao Yun nodded. It's good that you're fine. Seeing the leeches in Zhao Wenhua's hands, Zhao Yun felt disgusted. Although leeches sucked blood and were disgusting, Zhao Yun knew that they were not bad things. They had some medicinal value. Mu Yanfeng, why don't you come up? Don't work anymore. It's nothing. Yun, I'll be careful. Moreover, if you don't bite me, won't it bite your father when he works? Lord Shitzi, I often work in the fields. I'm used to it. Moreover, my skin is rough, so it's not a big deal. You, on the other hand, have soft skin and tender flesh. It wouldn't be good to be bitten. Zhao Wenhua was just a rough man from the countryside. Therefore, he did not pay attention to the way he spoke, and his choice of words did not match. Mu Yanfeng was stunned when he heard Zhao Wenhua describe him as a delicate person. Wasn't he also a wild man? How could her skin be so soft and tender? Don't tell me I'm just a gigolo in the eyes of my future father-in-law. Zhao Yun couldn't help but smile when she saw Mu Yanfeng's reaction. Mu Yanfeng felt even more embarrassed. He mumbled to Zhao Wenhua, Uncle, I'm fine. I have thick skin too. If you don't believe me, look at my legs. They're not that white. This. Zhao Wenhua realized that he had said something wrong. Lord Shitzi, you have a different status. Let me do this kind of rough work. Uncle, you're Yun's father. In front of you, I'm not the Lord Shitzi. I'm your future son-in-law. In this aspect, you're an elder. It's only right for me to do the work. Father, just let him do it. He just can't stop. Zhao Yun couldn't help but tease him. All right then. Lord Shitzi, please be careful. Who knows when the leech will climb up your legs again? Mu Yanfeng nodded. I understand, uncle. I'll be careful. Okay. Mu Yanfeng was about to continue working when he heard a scream in the distance. It sounded like it came from Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi from Qin Yuan. Did something happen over there? Zhao Wenhua frowned and looked worried. Chapter 604. Zhao Wenhua responded, N. Then let's go and take a look. Qin Yuan, that child, came to our family to help after all. If something happens, we won't be able to explain it to our family Qin. Liang Jinxiao also thought so in his heart. Since they were shouting so loudly, something big must have happened. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao hurriedly ran towards old Zhao's family's field. Zhao Yun and Mu Yanfeng also followed. Firstly, he wanted to see what was going on. Secondly, he wanted to go and help if he could. When the few of them arrived at old Zhao's family's field, Zhao Wenxue and the rest were wailing like ghosts and howling like wolves. Especially Qin Yuan. He was so scared that his pants were wet. His entire person was like a stone pillar, not moving at all. Not only was Qin Yuan's pants wet, but his face was also covered in snot and tears. His face was a little pale. As for the others, Zhao Yun had discovered that they were all standing on the ridge of the field. Although they were anxious, they did not move. Zhao Yun was a little puzzled. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? You all are shouting so loudly. Did something happen? Zhao Wenhua asked. Father, look at Big Brother Yuan's leg. Zhao Ping's lips trembled a little. She pointed at Qin Yuan's leg and said. Everyone then looked towards Qin Yuan's leg and discovered that there was a thick and big snake coiled around Qin Yuan's leg. When Zhao Yun saw this, she was slightly shocked. No wonder, these people were scared like this. Who wouldn't be afraid of such a big snake? However, Zhao Yun took a closer look and discovered that it was not any other snake, but a black snake. This type of snake was not very poisonous. Other than the pain of being bitten, it was fine. It could even be eaten. It was probably that the villagers were subconsciously afraid when they saw a snake. This was also very normal. However, seeing that Qin Yuan was so scared that he wet his pants, Zhao Yun could not help but feel that it was too exaggerated. In any case, he was a man, right? Was he that afraid of death? One look and one could tell that he wasn't very responsible. As a result, his impression of Qin Yuan worsened. Coward. Look at that cowardly look. If it weren't for her face and the fact that she was afraid that Zhao Ping would fight her to the death, Zhao Yun really wanted to scold her. Ah, where is such a big snake? What should we do? Zhao Wenhua frowned. His tone was filled with helplessness and worry. Zhao Ping hurriedly shook Zhao Wenhua's arm. Father, quickly save big brother Yuan. Don't let him get bitten by a snake. What if he was poisoned to death? Then won't I be unable to get married for the rest of my life? Zhao Ping was so worried about Qin Yuan that she cried. Sister Ping, aren't you afraid that the venomous snake will bite father? Why are you always thinking about a man in your heart? Why don't you think about father? Zhao Yun could not help but scold her. This Zhao Ping clearly regarded Qin Yuan as more important than Zhao Wenhua. Zhao Ping glared angrily at Zhao Yun B*TCH, who allowed you to talk so much? Are you hoping that something happens to big brother Yuan? I think you just can't bear to see me well. Zhao Ping please grow some brains. You only think about other men. How did our family raise such a traitor like you? Alright. Stop arguing. Zhao Wenhua hurriedly mediated. That child Qin Yuan is badly frightened. Nothing can happen to him. We can't just ignore him. Let me think of a way. It was too dangerous to pounce over directly. It wasn't dangerous to her, but it was dangerous to Qin Yuan. What if they were alarmed and suddenly bitten Qin Yuan? Chapter 605. Zhao Wenhua sighed. He couldn't just stand there and watch. If he waited any longer, Qin Yuan would probably faint from fright. He looked at Zhao Ping and saw that she was also very anxious. Dad, let's go down now. We have to catch the snake. There were ways to catch snakes. No matter how powerful the snake was, as long as one could catch it by 7 inches. Yes. Zhao Wenhua went down to the field and reminded Qin Yuan, child, don't move. If you move, the snake might bite you. When Qin Yuan heard this, he didn't dare to continue moving. His body tensed up even more. Woo, Qin Yuan replied with a trembling voice. Zhao Wenhua slowly walked towards Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan felt the black snake on his leg move, and his pants became wet. No matter how gentle Zhao Wenhua's movements were, there was still some movement. When Zhao Wenhua was almost there, the black snake on Qin Yuan's leg suddenly moved and tightly coiled around Qin Yuan's leg. Qin Yuan was so scared that he trembled. He said softly to Zhao Wenhua, Uncle. Can you hurry up? I can't hold on much longer. Okay. I'm coming. Wait a little longer. Zhao Wenhua said and ran towards Qin Yuan. Then, just as he was about to reach, the black snake bit Qin Yuan's butt. Then, it got down from Qin Yuan's leg and quickly slipped into the field. Qin Yuan screamed. Everyone was stunned. In the end, Qin Yuan was still bitten. Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi looked at him sympathetically. Just thinking about it made them feel miserable. Not only was he bitten by a snake, he was bitten on the butt. The black serpent swam towards Zhao Yun, and the others. The people on the shore were so scared that they quickly moved away and ran towards another direction. Zhao Yun knew that there was no poison, so she didn't run away in fear like the others. Instead, he calmly looked at the black snake. Ha! It's best if it comes over. I can catch it and stew it into snake soup. It tastes even better than chicken soup. Mu Yanfeng thought that Zhao Yun was scared stiff. When he saw the dark serpent coming over, he quickly rushed in front of Zhao Yun. He quickly grabbed the dark serpent's head and pulled it out of the paddy field. The others were still crying out in shock. Mu Yanfeng pinched the snake's head with one hand and its tail with the other. The snake was immediately immobilized. Mu Yanfeng's expression was cold. He looked at the snake with a chill in his eyes. Zhao Yun couldn't help but admire Mu Yanfeng. No matter when, no matter what danger she encountered, this man would always be the first to jump out to protect her. Everyone, don't panic. I've caught the snake. Mu Yanfeng said. Seeing that the snake in Mu Yanfeng's hand was indeed immobilized, the few of them heaved a sigh of relief. Liang Jinxiao warned, Shiziyi, you have to be careful. Don't let it bite you. Mu Yanfeng nodded, Auntie, don't worry. I'll be careful. Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenxue both came over and praised Mu Yanfeng, Shiziyi, you're really amazing. You even caught the snake. Normal people aren't as brave as you. Of course. Who do you think Shiziyi is? Even if the snake saw Shiziyi, it would still be suppressed by Shiziyi's godly aura. Yes, yes, yes. Big brother, you're right. With Shiziyi here, no matter how powerful it is, it won't dare to come near us. Chapter 606. Mu Yanfeng said nonchalantly, that's nothing. You just have to catch it now. Daddy, you're still very impressive. Uncle Qin was so scared that he cried, but you still caught it. Daoda turned into a little fangirl and smiled at Mu Yanfeng. Mu Yanfeng was still very happy to be praised by his son. Of course. Because Daddy still has to protect you and your mother. The few people's attention was attracted by Mu Yanfeng catching the snake, and they neglected Qin Yuan at the side. Qin Yuan's miserable cries were heard again. Wah, my butt was bitten by a snake. Am I going to die soon? Woo. He was only 20 years old. He was still young and didn't want to die yet. Zhao Wenhua frowned and walked in front of Qin Yuan. Child, why don't you take off your pants and let me take a look? Being bitten by a snake is very serious. Woo. Qin Yuan's face was still covered in tears and snot. She wanted him to take off his pants in front of so many people. She wasn't joking, right? Thinking that he might die from the poison, Qin Yuan felt that there was nothing left to live for. Why was his luck so bad? Zhao Ping didn't care about the water in the field and ran over excitedly. She said to Qin Yuan, Big brother Yuan, are you okay? How are you? Does it hurt? Qin Yuan nodded. My butt was bitten. It hurts. Zhao Ping was also anxious and cried. Woo. Big brother Yuan, nothing must happen to you. If you die, I will be a widow. Woo. Qin Yuan's mouth twitched a few thousand times. This Zhao Ping, couldn't she say something nice? Wasn't she cursing him to die? You're so annoying. Can you shut up? Qin Yuan scolded Zhao Ping angrily. Zhao Ping's cries drowned out his cries. It was as if she was crying at a funeral. Ping, stop arguing. We have to think of a solution now. Crying won't help. Zhao Wenhua said in a low voice. Zhao Ping wiped the tears from her face and sobbed, Father, you're right. Crying is useless. We have to think of something. Why don't we send Big Brother Yuan to Dr. Sun's house? Zhao Wenhua shook his head. I'm afraid it's too late. She was bitten by a snake and needs to be treated quickly. Wherever you bite, quickly suck out the poisonous blood. When the time comes, let the doctor treat you. Qin Yuan's frown deepened when he heard Zhao Wenhua's words. Suck it out. Yes. Zhao Wenhua nodded. Qin Yuan had a bitter expression on his face. The place where he was bitten was his buttocks. How was he going to suck out the poisonous blood? Big Brother Yuan, let me help you suck it out. Zhao Ping, this is my buttocks. Qin Yuan still couldn't accept it. No matter what, it felt weird to have a woman suck his buttocks. But what can we do? Big Brother Yuan. If the poisonous blood isn't sucked out, you might die. Zhao Ping said worriedly. Qin Yuan weighed it in his heart. Compared to letting Zhao Ping, suck his buttocks for him, it seemed that his life was more important. After struggling for a while, Qin Yuan said, then Ping, it's better if you help me suck it out. If I die, no one will marry you. N. Zhao Ping nodded her head heavily. When Qin Yuan was about to take off his pants, he was stopped by Zhao Yun. She didn't want such a disgusting thing to happen in front of her. Stop sucking. Why? Zhao Ping asked. Chapter 607. Thinking about the conversation between Qin Yuan and Zhao Ping, just now, she still felt that it was weird. Just how cheap was Zhao Ping, to actually help suck Qin Yuan's butt? How embarrassing. However, when Zhao Ping said it herself, she felt that it was very natural, and she didn't realize anything at all. It could only be said that Zhao Ping's skin was really thick. Such a weirdo was still rare. Zhao Yun, what does it have to do with you? He's not your man, so of course, you don't have to worry. If the heir's butt was bitten by a snake, wouldn't you help him suck out the poisonous blood? Zhao Ping replied angrily. The problem is he your man now? You haven't married into his family, yet you say it so naturally, tsk tisk tsk. It doesn't matter if we haven't married into his family. Anyway, Big Brother Yuan will definitely marry me. Big Brother Yuan, don't you think so? Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan and asked. Qin Yuan was afraid that if he said no at this time, Zhao Ping wouldn't help him suck his butt, and he probably wouldn't be able to keep his life. Thus, he nodded and said, yes. Ping, I will definitely marry you in the future. Zhao Yun, did you hear that? What's wrong with my man sucking his butt? Zhao Yun, really didn't know what to say to Zhao Ping, This was the first time she saw someone sucking someone's butt so eagerly. She wasn't afraid of embarrassing the third branch. Ping, hurry up. Qin Yuan urged. Seeing Qin Yuan's bitter face, teardrops still hanging on his face, and his cowardly expression, Zhao Yun thought to herself, a weirdo paired with a weirdo, these two people are quite compatible. Just as Qin Yuan was about to take off his pants, Zhao Yun said faintly, what are you afraid of? The snake isn't poisonous. At most, it'll just give you a bump. Otherwise, he would have been poisoned to death after such a long delay. Qin Yuan was stunned and asked in a trembling voice, really? Zhao Yun, are you lying? Zhao Ping asked with a frown. Why would I lie to you? This is a black snake, it's not poisonous. Not all snakes are poisonous. Not only was it not poisonous, but it was also edible. Let's stew it for lunch. Speaking of which, we have to thank Qin Yuan. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to catch such a big snake. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth curled up, and there was a hint of sarcasm in her smile. Qin Yuan couldn't describe his feelings. He was happy and sad at the same time. He was happy because fortunately, this snake was not poisonous and his life was saved. He was sad because he was scared by a non-poisonous snake to the point that he peed in his pants, cried and made a fuss. Everyone who saw him probably despised him in their hearts, right? That's good. Big brother Yuan, it's good that you're fine. Zhao Yuner, since you knew, why didn't you say so earlier? You scared big brother Yuan to this extent. Zhao Pinger questioned angrily. We were too far away just now, so I didn't see it clearly. I only remembered it now that I saw it clearly. Zhao Pinger glared at Zhao Yuner. She was unable to determine whether Zhao Yuner was telling the truth. It's good that it wasn't poisonous. If Yuner didn't mention it, I wouldn't have thought of it. It seems to be the case. This type of black snake isn't poisonous and can be eaten. Qin Yuan. Let's go back first. You can't continue working here. You peed all over your pants. Go back and change your pants first, Zhao Wenhua said with a sigh. Chapter 608. Yes, yes. Uncle is right. I should go back and change my pants first, Qin Yuan hurriedly replied. It just so happens that Tianan's pants are suitable for you. Go back and change into Tianan's pants. Okay. Zhao Yun could not help but snicker. Could this Qin Yuan still be considered a man? Previously, he still felt that Zhao Ping was not worthy of him. Now, he felt that the two of them were about the same and could not be more compatible. Clearly, Zhao Ping did not dislike this coward Qin Yuan at all. Let's go, big brother Yuan. I'll bring you back, Zhao Ping said. Let's go together, Ping. Let's go back together on the way, Zhao Wenhua said. After all, he was a man changing his pants. He was worried that his daughter would be around. Based on his understanding of Zhao Ping would definitely stay in the house and not leave while Qin Yuan was changing his pants. Yes, it's time to go back and prepare lunch. Let's eat before coming back to the fields. Qin Yuan was also badly frightened. Let's go back and have a good rest first, Liang Jinxiao said. Seeing that Qin Yuan wanted to go back, Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui panicked. If Qin Yuan was not around, who would help to draw the water in the fields? That third brother, Qin Yuan, will still come over to help in the fields in the afternoon, right? Zhao Wenshi asked. Zhao Ping said angrily, Uncle, didn't you see that big brother Yuan was bitten by a snake because he helped to draw the water? Luckily, it wasn't poisonous this time. What if it was poisonous? You and second uncle can also draw the water in the fields. Why do you insist on big brother Yuan's help? But he promised your little aunt. He said that he would help us draw the water. He can't possibly stop all of a sudden. When Zhao Wenshi mentioned Zhao Xinhui, Qin Yuan felt embarrassed. Hence, he said, Uncle, don't worry. I'll come over again in the afternoon to draw the water. Hearing Qin Yuan's promise, Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Yunlong relaxed. It's good that you're here. Zhao Ping was jealous. Big brother Yuan, aren't you afraid that you'll encounter snakes again in the afternoon? Coincidentally, it just rained and the water in the field is deep. I reckon that many snakes will come out for a stroll. If you encounter a venomous snake, your life will be in danger. Being frightened by Zhao Pinger like this, Qin Yuan's body trembled. What was more important than his own life? Even if he wanted to please Zhao Xinhui, he couldn't sacrifice his own life for her, it's so painful. It is. Why are you going back on your words? Zhao Wenshui scolded him a little angrily. I've never seen someone as cowardly as you. Are you still a man? Before Qin Yuan could explain himself, Zhao Ping mocked, Uncle, you said that big brother Yuan is a coward. What about you? Didn't you run faster than anyone else when you saw the snake slithering over? Now you have the cheek to talk about others. Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi blushed a little when Zhao Ping said that. They did run fast just now. Wasn't that because they were afraid of being bitten by the snake? Big brother, second brother, you two should do this work. Even if Qin Yuan comes over in the afternoon, he won't be able to draw much water from so many fields. He can't possibly come over to help in the future. Also, he was bitten by a snake. Although it's not a venomous snake, he still needs to recuperate. Zhao Wenhua stepped forward to defend him. Chapter 609. Zhao Wenxue began to act pitiful, but Zhao Wenhua did not sympathize with him. This is not a heavy task. Big brother, second brother, you just need to put in some effort. The two of you can take turns and rest when you're tired. It's definitely better than Qin Yuan doing it alone. After Zhao Wenhua finished speaking, he directly dragged Qin Yuan away, ignoring Zhao Wenxue and Zhao Wenshi. Zhao Yun felt gratified when she saw that her cheap father was finally not stupid. What she was most afraid of was that Zhao Wenhua was too naive. In that case, no matter how hard they worked, they would not necessarily have a good life because they would be bullied. Let's go, Mu Yanfeng. Let's go back too. Mu Yanfeng held the black snake in his hand. Liang Jinxiao carried the wooden bucket, and the loach was still jumping around inside. Zhao Tianan smiled shyly. Mother, I'll go and deliver the things to Xiaofeng first. Go, come back when you're done. Got it, mother. Zhao Tianan said and ran out. On the way back to the third branch, many people saw the black snake in Mu Yanfeng's hand. They were all shocked and scared, and also curiously looked at it. They were all in awe of Mu Yanfeng's ability. He was actually able to catch such a thick and big snake. TSK, TSK, TSK. Master Shitzi is really not simple. He can go up the mountain to hunt a tiger and down the river to catch a snake. Isn't that so? I've never seen such an amazing person. Master Shitzi is indeed Master Shitzi. This ability is not something that an ordinary person can have. Yes, he's not simple. Don't talk about hunting a tiger, we might not even dare to catch a snake. Master Shitzi is bold and capable. I think these things must be afraid of Master Shitzi. They know that Master Shitzi is not an ordinary person and were intimidated by Master Shitzi. Yes, that should be the case. Along the way, Zhao Yun'er and Dao Du were the happiest when they heard these people praising Mu Yanfeng. One was proud of her man, and the other was proud of her father. They were even happier than when they were praised. Many villagers gathered around curiously. They wanted to know why the crown prince had caught such a big snake. When they returned to old Zhao's house, all the old Zhao's family members were sitting leisurely in the courtyard. When they saw Mu Yanfeng coming back with a snake in his hand, they were so scared that they quickly jumped up. Ah! Zhao Xinhui screamed. When he saw the snake, his whole body began to tremble. Hua Chunhua and Li Chuiying were so scared that their faces turned green. Women were timid, to begin with. When they saw such a big snake, they were naturally scared. Qin Yuan quickly ran in front of Zhao Xinhui and said to Zhao Xinhui, Auntie, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. This snake is not poisonous. Really? Zhao Xinhui hid behind Qin Yuan and asked in fear. Of course, Auntie, don't be afraid. Even if it is poisonous, I am in front of you. If the snake wants to bite, it will bite me first and not you. I will protect you well. When she heard Qin Yuan's words, Zhao Xinhui said gratefully, Qin Yuan, thank you. Zhao Yun'er could not help but roll her eyes. Scumbag. This Qin Yuan was really interesting. He was obviously a coward, but he pretended to be a man in front of Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Ping'er was already jealous. She puffed up her cheeks and said to Qin Yuan, Brother Yuan, why are you like this? Chapter 610. But the person you should be protecting is me, not little ant. You don't need anyone to protect you. You're so ugly. No matter if it's a human, a snake, or anything else, they'll definitely be scared away when they see you. Big brother Yuan. How can you say that about me? Zhao Ping's heart shattered. Zhao Yun nearly burst out laughing. This reason was really enough. She didn't know what Zhao Ping was feeling right now. After coming to this world, Zhao Yun finally understood what it meant to be a weirdo. Furthermore, there was no weirdo. There were only weirder people. What I said is the truth. Zhao Ping was so angry that she cried. After glaring fiercely at Zhao Xinhui, she rushed into the third branch's room. She really didn't want to see Qin Yuan protecting Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Yun couldn't help but tease, my future brother-in-law, even if you're filial, you don't have to be filial to this extent, right? Although little aunt is an elder, you're too solicitous. Those who don't know would think that there's something between you and little aunt. Zhao Ping, what nonsense are you spouting? Zhao Xinhui jumped out, afraid that Zhao Yun would slander her reputation. Nothing. What I mean is that my future brother-in-law is overly enthusiastic about you. It's just too strange. Zhao Yun, let me tell you. There's nothing between me and him. It's not like you don't know what kind of person he is. He's just a poor lad. I'm going to marry into a rich family in the future. Why would I fancy him? Zhao Xinhui's tone was full of disdain. Zhao Yun curled her lips. It's best if you don't fancy him. Little aunt, he's your future niece's husband after all. Sometimes, you should avoid it. Don't let others think that you're snatching your niece's man. Zhao Xinhui directly vented her anger on Qin Yuan. She said angrily to Qin Yuan, did you hear that? Don't get too close to me. Both of my nieces are talking about me. Auntie, Qin Yuan's eyes revealed a trace of sadness. He was already upset when Zhao Xinhui said that she didn't like him. Even now, Zhao Xinhui wouldn't let him get close to her. Future brother-in-law, don't be a hero now. Hurry up and go into the house to change your pants. Zhao Yuna reminded him. Actually, it wasn't because she wanted to stand up for Zhao Ping, nor was it because she couldn't stand it. He was afraid that if Qin Yuan and Zhao Xinhui got together and decided not to marry Zhao Ping, it would be over. If Zhao Ping, this scourge, was not dealt with in the end, wouldn't it be a trap for the people of the third branch? Qin Yuan suddenly realized that he had wet his pants. Now that he looked like this in front of Zhao Xinhui, wouldn't it be embarrassing? His whole face flushed red. He hurriedly listened to Zhao Yun'er's words and rushed into the house. Li Chuiying asked embarrassedly, Yun'er, why did the heir apparent get such a big snake? It looks quite scary. Zhao Yun'er's lips curved into a lonely smile and said, Second auntie, this snake is for eating. Hearing Zhao Yun'er say what to eat, the villagers who came over to watch sighed for a while. She was so bold that she even dared to eat a snake. Li Chuiying frowned and reminded her, Yun'er, snakes are poisonous. You can't eat them casually. This is not a tiger. The heir apparent is so rich. What good things can't be bought with money? Why does he have to eat snakes? That's because second auntie doesn't know the good things about snakes. This snake is not poisonous and can be eaten. Chapter 611. Sigh, you child, why is everything good? Aren't you afraid of getting a stomachache from eating it? Li Chuiying teased. Zhao Yun chuckled. Auntie, even if you don't want it, I do. I don't want you to eat it when it's cooked. Li Chuiying pursed her lips. What are you talking about? Who wants to eat it? Even if you let me eat it, I won't eat it. It looks so scary. It's good that you don't want to eat it. The women in old Zhao's family were cowering in fear. Although they were afraid, they still glanced at them from time to time, as if they were watching something. At this moment, Zhao Wentao stepped forward and said, You don't know. You haven't eaten it before. Yun is right. Some snakes are edible and taste good. 2 years ago, when I went to work in another village, I ate this kind of snake at the owner's house. It was fragrant and delicious. It tasted even better than chicken soup. Now that I think about it, I can still remember it. When Zhao Wenhua said this, the people who were originally afraid felt their stomachs full of gluttony again. Li Chuiying asked embarrassedly, "Fourth brother, is what you said true?" Zhao Wentao nodded. "Of course it's true. Speaking of which, this kind of snake is also a rare thing. Most people can't eat it. Didn't I only eat it once in all these years?" When Li Chuiying heard this, she began to regret. Why did she say that she wouldn't eat it? Now, she couldn't take back her words. She probably couldn't even go up and ask for some snake soup to try later. She felt a wave of regret in her heart. On the other hand, the other people in old Zhao's family were looking forward to it. "Mu Yanfeng, let's skin the snake first." Zhao Yun called out to Mu Yanfeng. Mu Yanfeng nodded. First, he took a stone and smashed the snake's head. After the snake was smashed to death, he hung it upside down on a tree. Then, he took out a dagger and made a small cut under the snake's head. With a tearing sound, the entire snake's skin was peeled off, revealing white and tender snake meat. Mu Yanfeng did not delay and continued to process the snake meat. He cut the snake into pieces and placed them in the basket. Then, he washed them several times with water. The scene of dealing with the snake was watched by many people, and it was still frightening to watch. "Yun'er, it's done. Here." Mu Yanfeng smiled and handed over the snake meat. "Then I'll burn it," Zhao Yun'er said. She was also eager to taste the snake soup. She had eaten it in her previous life, but when she was young, it was in the countryside. A black snake had crawled in her grandfather's vegetable garden and was caught by him. Then, he stewed it into snake soup and ate it. Looking at the white and tender snake meat in the basket, there was still a lot of meat even after peeling off the skin. It was enough for the family to eat. Today's lunch was going to be a feast. "Yun'er, go prepare the snake soup with your mother. I'll prepare the loaches and eels," Zhao Wenhua called out. Thinking about how they could eat this for lunch, it was quite sumptuous. Zhao Yun'er nodded. "Okay, Dad. Then I'll have to trouble you." Zhao Wenhua smiled. "It's not a big deal." As he spoke, he picked out the big eels and loaches from the wooden bucket and poured them on the ground. He smashed the eels' heads with a hammer first. After confirming that they were dead, he began to cut open their stomachs. In an instant, the ground was stained with many bloodstains, and the smell of blood wafted out. Many people who wanted to join in the fun saw this scene and turned away. There was nothing to see. Chapter 6:12. Zhao Wenhua nodded. "That's right, second sister-in-law. There's a lot of noodles in the fields. I saw that you brought a lot back. I don't think you can finish it. Why don't you give us some? Our father is still taking care of his body. He needs to eat something good." Li Chuiying tried to negotiate. Although eels and loaches were not good food for them, they were much better than those wild vegetables. If it was in the past, Zhao Wenhua would have given them some. But now, Zhao Wenhua felt that he could not do that. If he gave old Zhao's family what they wanted, they would get used to it. They would expect to get good food from him all the time. "Second sister-in-law, there's a lot in the fields. If you want to eat, you can ask second brother to go and get some. We still need to eat. Your second brother can't. He's not as good as you. He can't get anything. Second sister-in-law, if Tianan can do it, why can't second brother? If you don't want to give them to us, then don't. Why are you saying so much?" Li Chuiying was a little angry. After thinking about how to split from the family, Zhao Wenhua seemed to have changed into a different person. "Second sister-in-law, look at what you're saying. No matter how much I give, it's not as good as the ones you catch yourself." Li Chuiying rolled his eyes at Zhao Wenhua angrily and began to nitpick. "Third brother, look at you. You've made our yard so smelly. How can you smell it? You have to pinch your nose in the yard. That's right. It's so smelly. How can you stay here? Feng Zhangxia also jumped out and helped Li Chuiying to criticize him. Zhao Wenhua was a little embarrassed. He had no choice. He could wash it with water later. After half a day, the smell would naturally dissipate. He did not know how to refute these two people's words. Zhao Yun was in the kitchen. When she heard Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's words about Zhao Wenhua, she walked out and rebuked them. First auntie, second auntie, you said that my father made the courtyard smelly. What about you? You raised chickens and poop everywhere, but we didn't say anything. Even if you want to nitpick, you can't do this, right? What's more, we did it in front of the third branch. Even if it's dirty, it's still the third branch's land. But your chickens ran to my house and pooped everywhere. You didn't even clean it up. After Zhao Yun retorted, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia opened their mouths but couldn't say anything. Zhao Yun glanced at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. She thought that it would be better for them to move into the new house as soon as possible. Once they moved out, these people would not be able to cause trouble. Otherwise, when they saw the third branch's delicious food and drinks, they would make a fuss from time to time. It had rained before, so the construction of the house had been delayed. Now that the rain had stopped, he could ask about the foundation in the afternoon. Just as Zhao Yun was thinking about this, a big dog suddenly came out and ran away with the biggest eel in its mouth. It was too fast, so they couldn't catch up for a while. The smell on the ground probably attracted the big dog. Zhao Yun narrowed her eyes. This dog was really big. Looking at its size, it was almost as big as her family's Xiao Mao. But since it dared to steal things in front of her, it really had guts. She remembered this dog. Mother, that's Big Gray who bullied Little Black. Daodu tugged at Zhao Yun's clothes. Zhao Yun only reacted after being reminded by Daodu. What a coincidence. She still hadn't avenged Little Black, and now this damn dog came to provoke her. Chapter 613. Zhao Yun's brows furrowed slightly as she tried to think of a solution. Daodu said again, Father, Mother, we have to avenge Little Black. We can't let Little Black get bullied for nothing. Daodu's little face puffed up in anger as he fought for justice for Little Black. Mu Yanfeng patted Daodu's head and said to Daodu, Don't worry, Daodu. Father has a way. We'll definitely avenge Little Black. Hearing Mu Yanfeng's words, Daodu's little face finally looked better. Seeing Mu Yanfeng's confident expression, Zhao Yun couldn't help but be curious. Did Mu Yanfeng really have a way to deal with Big Gray? Thinking about it again, this man could even kill a tiger. It was just a big dog, so it shouldn't be any weaker than him. It felt so good to have such a powerful man by her side. Zhao Wenhua sighed, this Big Gray is like that. In the village, he'll snatch whatever good food he sees. No one dares to provoke such a big dog. If they get bitten, it'll be bad. Regardless of whether it was the ancient times or modern times, being bitten by a dog could lead to rabies. Once they got rabies, they would die. Therefore, the villagers were afraid and didn't dare to provoke dogs carelessly for fear of being bitten by a dog. As for a big and fierce dog like Big Gray, they didn't dare to provoke it even more. It was precisely because of this that Big Gray was so tyrannical in the village and wasn't afraid of anything. Zhao Yun snorted softly, like owner, like dog. It really takes after its owner's temperament. This Big Gray is the same as our family's young mistress. Zhao Yun was referring to Madame Hu, who was very tyrannical in the village. Yun don't be angry. This dog won't be arrogant for long. Mu Yanfeng comforted. Zhao Yun nodded. It's a good thing if we can get rid of it. The villagers won't have to worry about being bullied by a dog. Zhao Wenhua said. Okay, I'm going to cook. Zhao Yun turned and went into the kitchen. Liang Jinxiao added a torch to the stove while Zhao Yun began to cook snake soup on the stove. First, he poured a few spoonfuls of rapeseed oil into the wok. When the wok was hot, he added some ginger slices and the snake meat and stir-fried it a few times. After the snake meat was stir-fried until it was fragrant, he added a few spoonfuls of water and started to simmer. Liang Jinxiao watched the fire from below while Zhao Yun prepared other dishes. In addition to this snake soup, there were also a few stir-fried dishes. There were many dishes in her small vegetable garden that could be eaten. Zhao Yun cut the vegetables and put them on a plate. Zhao Wenhua had already cleaned up the rice-field eels and loaches. He sent them to the kitchen and handed them to Zhao Yun. Yun, come, it's done. Zhao Wenhua said with a smile. After cleaning up the rice-field eels and loaches, Zhao Wenhua's hands were stained with a fishy smell. He quickly got some locust, rubbed his hands, and washed them with water. At the same time, the fragrance of snake soup drifted out of the kitchen. The people in the courtyard couldn't help but sniff the snake soup. They didn't expect the snake soup to be more fragrant than the chicken soup. They almost drooled when they smelled it. Unfortunately, they could only smell it but couldn't eat it. They could only stare at it. Liang Jinxiao sat in the kitchen and took a deep breath. Yun, it's really fragrant. You really know how to make delicious food. Chapter 6:14. Got it, Yun, Snake soup was stewing in one pot, while Zhao Yun began to stir-fry vegetables in the other pot. The vegetables were quickly stir-fried. Finally, it was time to cook loaches and rice-field eels. Loaches and rice-field eels were cooked separately by Zhao Yun, Loaches were stir-fried directly. She added some oil, salt, cooking wine, ginger, garlic, and raw soy sauce. After a while, a fragrant aroma was stir-fried. It was mainly because there was enough oil and these materials that it could be made with such a strong fragrance. Under normal circumstances, the villagers would boil it with some water. Naturally, it would not be very fragrant. After stir-frying loaches, Zhao Yun rinsed the pot and continued to stir-fry rice-field eels. This time, she picked some garlic moss, mixed it with the rice-field eels, and stir-fried it in the pot for a while. Several dishes were out of the pot, and the snake soup was also ready. Mother, we can eat now. Zhao Yun said. Good. Looking at today's dishes, they are even better than Chinese New Year's. Liang Jinxiao sighed. Zhao Yun smiled and said, as long as our family works hard together, we can celebrate Chinese New Year's and eat good food every day. Liang Jinxiao laughed happily. She was looking forward to the future. Would she be able to live such a good life like this? Mother, go and call father and the others to eat. Yes. Liang Jinxiao responded. Zhao Yun took out a big bowl and scooped out more than half of the snake soup in the pot. There was so much that the family probably could not finish it in one meal. Zhao Yun wanted to give some to Mulan after eating so that she could also taste the snake soup. The people of the third branch entered the room and began to eat lunch around the table. Qin Yuan had already changed his pants and put on Zhao Tianan's clean pants. Heir presumptive, please sit. Zhao Wenhua greeted. Uncle, you are an elder. Please sit. Mu Yanfeng declined. No, you are the crown prince. Uncle, you're Yun'er's father. Seeing the two of them refusing, Zhao Yun couldn't help but laugh. All right, the two of you don't have to refuse. Father, young Master Shitzi is young Master Shitzi in front of others, but not in front of you. You'd better sit. After Zhao Yun said that, Zhao Wenhua sat down in embarrassment. The ancient people were very clear about this distinction. Zhao Yun felt that it was too rigid. Especially if they were a family, there was no need to be so particular. Qin Yuan was depressed at first, but when he saw so much delicious food on the table, he immediately became excited. Without waiting for Zhao Yun'er's family to serve her, she picked up her chopsticks and began to eat. The other members of the third branch didn't feel anything, but Zhao Yun'er felt very uncomfortable in her heart. This Qin Yuan was a little too much. He really thought of himself as a member of the third branch and didn't know how to be a little more reserved. This snake soup is so fragrant. Zhao Ping sighed. Although snakes looked scary, the meat was indeed delicious. Zhao Ping hurriedly scooped a bowl and drank it. Tisk, tsk, tsk. It's so delicious. Zhao Yun'er, how do you know so much? You even know that snakes can be eaten. Zhao Yun'er didn't know if Zhao Ping was praising her or not. Don't think that others don't know if you don't know. Zhao Yun'er replied faintly. Alright, Zhao Yun'er, you win this time. It's so delicious. As Zhao Ping spoke, she buried her head and ate again. She directly scooped the snake meat into her bowl. Chapter 6:15. Big Brother Yuan, come, you eat too. As Zhao Ping spoke, she scooped out a lot of snake meat from the bowl and prepared to put it into Qin Yuan's bowl. Qin Yuan was so frightened that he quickly moved the bowl away and said to Zhao Ping, I'm not eating. Thinking about how this snake coiled around his leg and bit his butt. Qin Yuan's body trembled. Snakes had already left a shadow in his heart. How could he still eat it? Zhao Ping was stunned and persuaded, Big Brother Yuan, try it. It's really delicious. You'll regret it if you don't eat it. And no need. Zhao Ping, quickly take it away. I'm not eating it. There are other dishes on the table that are also delicious. These are enough for me. Zhao Ping hesitated for a while and sighed. All right then. Big Brother Yuan, forget it if you don't want to eat it. I'll eat it. As Zhao Ping spoke, she put the snake meat into her bowl. Seeing the fear in Qin Yuan's eyes, Zhao Yun snorted softly. So what if he's a coward? He doesn't even dare to eat snake meat. Who knows what to do with such a coward in the future? Big sister Ping, father, mother, and everyone else haven't eaten yet. You're eating so much snake meat alone. Are you still going to let others eat it? Zhao Yun said with some dissatisfaction. You're blaming me for not eating. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said. Everyone hasn't started eating yet. Only the two of you are eating happily at the table. Zhao Yun was talking about Qin Yuan and Zhao Ping Qin Yuan wasn't a fool. He naturally knew that Zhao Yun was talking about him. He coughed a little awkwardly and said, Big Brother Yuan, don't listen to her. You eat. It's fine. Yun'er, let him eat. He must be hungry. Liang Jinxiao saw that Qin Yuan was embarrassed and tried to persuade him. Zhao Yun'er, did you hear that? You only know how to be calculative. The corners of Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. This Zhao Pinger hadn't married into the Qin family yet, but she was already protecting the Qin Yuan. After the family had lunched together, there was still half of the snake soup left in the pot. Zhao Wenhua brought a bowl to Zhao Baoshan's room. After all, his father was still recuperating in bed. It wouldn't make sense if he didn't give her some nourishing food. After staying in Qin Yuan for a while, he got up and said goodbye. Before leaving, Qin Yuan hesitated for a moment and said to Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao, Uncle, Auntie, I actually came here for something. You child, if you have something to say, just say it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Qin Yuan hesitated for a moment and said, Uncle, Auntie, I actually came here to borrow some money. My brother's illness acted up again and he needs to take medicine. But my family doesn't have money. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao had heard from matchmaker Gao that their family Qin had a son. However, he was a fool and had a problem with his intelligence. They didn't expect that this fool's illness would act up again and he needed to take medicine. Father, mother, Big brother Yuan will be my husband in the future. We will be a family. Please lend him some money. Zhao Ping'er pleaded. Originally, Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao were already embarrassed to refuse. Now that Zhao Ping'er said this, they were even more embarrassed. Qin Yuan, how much do you want to borrow this time? Uncle, auntie, my parents want me to borrow 2 taels of silver this time. My brother's medical expenses are so high. When they heard Qin Yuan say 2 taels of silver, Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao were still in a dilemma. After all, 2 taels of silver was not a small amount. If it was a few hundred copper coins, then forget it. Chapter 6:16. Liang Jinxiao did a quick calculation. Zhao Yuner only gave her a little more than 1 tael of silver in total. Qin Yuan asked for 2 taels of silver right away. She really couldn't afford it. The Qin family, on the other hand, thought that 2 taels of silver was very easy for Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao. Zhao Yuner made a lot of money, so her parents should have at least 2 taels of silver. Seeing that Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao suddenly stopped talking, Qin Yuan thought that they were unwilling to lend the money. Uncle, aunt, we don't have any other choice. If we could find someone else to lend the money, we wouldn't come here and ask for it. Qin Yuan seemed a little helpless. Zhao Ping'er suddenly became anxious. She was afraid that if her parents didn't lend the money, Qin Yuan would be unhappy, and Qin Yuan wouldn't marry her in the end. Father, mother, it's just 2 taels of silver. You can lend it to brother Yuan. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao both said to Zhao Ping'er a little awkwardly. Ping'er, it's not that we don't want to lend it to you, but we don't have 2 taels of silver. We only have a little more than 1 tael of silver in total. How can we lend it to you? Father, mother, you don't have the money, but Sister Yuner has it. Why don't you just ask Sister Yuner for it? Zhao Ping'er's eyes moved, and she said to Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao. Zhao Yuner happened to hear their conversation when she just entered the house. She left for a while just now to send the snake soup to Mulan. As soon as she came back, she saw several people talking about money. What do you want from me? Zhao Yuner raised her eyebrows and asked. Her premonition told her that it was nothing good. Liang Jinxiao then explained the matter to Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner's eyes couldn't help but fall on Qin Yuan's body. She looked at Qin Yuan's eyes and sized him up. Interesting. He actually came to borrow money, and it was 2 taels of silver. He really dared to ask for an exorbitant price. Zhao Yuner didn't know what the family Qin wanted to do by borrowing money. Was it really for an emergency or was it just to take advantage of her family? Zhao Yuner still felt that it shouldn't be done if it was an emergency. They weren't in-laws, but they were already like this. If they became in-laws in the future, wouldn't they eat up their family until there was nothing left? Being stared at by Zhao Yuner, Qin Yuan felt a little guilty and didn't dare to look at Zhao Yuner. He seemed to know that this request of his was too much. Zhao Ping'er asked loudly, Zhao Yuner, why aren't you saying anything? Are you going to lend money to brother Yuan or not? You've earned a lot during this period. You can't be stingy with such a small amount of money. After all, he's your future brother-in-law. Zhao Yuner sneered. This Zhao Ping'er was really a professional helping outsiders to take advantage of her family. Sister Ping'er, it's easy for you to say. What do you mean by such a small amount of money? 2 taels of silver isn't a small amount. You can ask others if they can take it out immediately. Others can't, but you can. You have money in your hands. Do you still care about 2 taels of silver? I think you're just stingy and don't want to lend it. Zhao Ping'er criticized angrily. Sister Ping'er, after all, I worked hard to earn the money. 2 taels of silver is enough for me to wake up early and sleep late for a while. Why do you make it sound like it's picked up? Zhao Yuner's voice became colder. Chapter 6:17. Moreover, after they borrowed the money, Not only would they not feel grateful, but they would also continue to borrow from them. If this happened once, there would be a second time. It was just that Zhao Ping was too stupid to see this. Qin Yuan's face flushed. If that's the case, I won't force you if you don't want to lend it to me. One could hear that there was a trace of anger in Qin Yuan's tone. Zhao Ping was even more anxious. Zhao Yun are you going to lend it to me or not? Dad, Mom, please say something. Zhao Ping looked at Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao for help. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao sighed. They felt that if they didn't lend the money to them, their family Qin would feel bad about it. Thus, they began to persuade them. Yun, why don't we borrow some money? This is also an emergency. Zhao Yun felt that her parents were being too kind again. I can lend it to you, but since it's a loan, there should at least be a guarantee, right? I'll borrow 2 taels of silver, but I have to sign an IOU and put my fingerprint on it. In fact, I don't mean anything else. I just want to make myself feel better. If you can accept this, you can take out the money now. Zhao Yun smiled and said to Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan's face was a little pale. Do you mean that our family won't pay you back in the future? Don't worry, our family won't go back on our word. Why do you have to sign an IOU? Qin Yuan wasn't very willing to sign an IOU. Zhao Yun, what do you mean? Brother Yuan also has to sign an IOU just to borrow money? Zhao Yun smiled. I don't mean anything else. I just want to feel better. Otherwise, what if there's always a what if? Since we'll pay the money back, signing an IOU won't be a problem, right? Well. Qin Yuan felt a little guilty. To be honest, he didn't know if his family would return the 2 taels of silver, and he wasn't even sure if they could afford it. After all, his family Qin was too poor. He might not be able to save up 2 taels of silver even if he saved up for several years. This time, rather than saying that he was here to borrow, it was more like he wanted to borrow and not return it. After what Zhao Yun'er did to him, he probably wouldn't be able to avoid it in the future. What should he do now? What's wrong? Is my request too much? Well. Let's write an IOU as you said. I'll get the money first. I'll think of a way to return the money later. All right then. Zhao Yun'er took a piece of paper and wrote a line of words. She took it over and let Qin Yuan stamp his fingerprint. Then, she handed the 2 taels of silver to Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan took the money and some things that Zhao Wenhua had given him. Looking at Qin Yuan's back, Zhao Yun'er was thinking whether it was appropriate for Zhao Ping'er to marry Qin Yuan. The more she looked at this family Qin, the more unreliable it seemed. She didn't want to continue to be involved with this family Qin in the future. In the afternoon, Mu Lianfeng continued to work in the field to pump water, while Zhao Yun'er and Zhao Wenhua went to work on the foundation of the house. Zhao Wenhua led Zhao Yun'er to Old Chen's house. Old Chen's new house was built 5 or 6 years ago for his son to get married. The old house was too shabby for people to live in. If Old Chen hadn't built a new house at that time, his son probably wouldn't have been able to get married. In ancient times, it was also difficult for poor families to get married. Chapter 618. At Old Chen's house, Old Man Chen and Old Lady Chen were both at home. Seeing Zhao Wenhua come over, Old Man Chen greeted Zhao Wenhua politely. Ah, isn't this Wenhua? How come you have time to visit Uncle Chen today? Zhao Wenhua smiled. Uncle Chen, I'm here to discuss something with you today. Ha, then come in and take a seat. Don't just stand outside. Zhao Yunlong chuckled and nodded, replying. Old Man Chen noticed Zhao Yun behind Zhao Wenhua. He pointed at Zhao Yun and asked, Wenhua, is this your second daughter? Yes. Ha, she's becoming more and more beautiful as she grows up. It's such a blessing to have such a big daughter. Old Man Chen sighed. There was a hint of envy in his tone. The reason why old man Chen was like this was because he only had one son in the family. He didn't have a daughter. Although the people of ancient times favored boys over girls, they also hoped to have both a son and a daughter. If other people had a daughter, but his family didn't, he would feel sad. Ha, that's right. Zhao Wenhua smiled with relief. His second daughter was considerate and capable. Come in together, girl. Old man Chen also greeted Zhao Yun. Looking at the kind smile on old man Chen's face, Zhao Yun had a good impression of this amiable little old man. Many people in the village were rather mean. People like old man Chen, who was kind and enthusiastic, were relatively rare. Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Yun entered old man Chen's house. Old lady Chen also enthusiastically brought over 2 cups of hot water. Come, drink some. It can warm your body. Old lady Chen squinted her eyes and said with a smile. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Grandma Chen. You're welcome, you're welcome. Zhao Yun saw that old man Chen and old lady Chen were very nice. She thought that if the two of them could be like this, it would probably be easier to settle the matter of the land later. Initially, he still had some worries in his heart, but now, he was mostly relieved. Father Chen smiled and asked Zhao Wenhua, Wenhua, what do you want to discuss today? Uncle Chen, then I'll be frank with you. My family is planning to build a big house, so we need a bigger piece of land. However, the land bought in the village is not big enough. At most, we can build an ordinary house. I don't think we can build a big house. I looked around, and there is a piece of land right next to your old house. If you buy your old house and tear it down later, you will be able to make a larger piece of land. Zhao Yunlong explained to Father Chen. Old man Chen couldn't help but nod. Since your family is planning to build a big house, that's a good thing. Indeed, we don't want the land for our old house anymore. We can definitely give it to you. Zhao Wenhua was elated to see old man Chen agree so readily. After all, once the land was acquired, the new house could be built. Uncle Chen, how much do you want for this piece of land? That's easy to discuss. Wenhua, you can pay according to the village's normal price. Ha, that's good. Uncle Chen, the village's normal price is 2 taels of silver. I'll give you an additional 200 copper coins. After all, you're doing us a big favor by being willing to pay. Old man Chen chuckled. Wenhua, you're too polite. Then it's settled. Uncle Chen, I'll send you the money later. Chapter 619. Ha, I'm in a hurry to buy it. I'm afraid that if I don't hurry up, I won't be able to buy it later. Zhao Wenhua joked. Old man Chen laughed when he heard that. It's just a piece of land. It's not a big deal. Zhao Yun was also happy in her heart. This old man Chen is too easy to talk to. She didn't know if it was because there were so many weirdos in the village, but Zhao Yun always felt that there weren't too many good people. Suddenly meeting people like old man Chen and old woman Chen, she actually found it hard to adapt for a moment. It seems that she also has the physique of a masochist. The conversation between Zhao Wenhua and old man Chen was heard by a woman outside the door. This woman was old man Chen's wife, Zhang Chui'er. Zhang Chui'er jumped into old man Chen's house and said, "No, this land can't be sold." The few people who were sitting in the house and discussing this matter couldn't help but be stunned. They didn't expect that someone would suddenly come out and cause trouble. Chui'er, why can't you sell it? Didn't you say that you will sell it to Wenhua? Old man Chen said to Zhang Chui'er in a good mood. Zhao Yun noticed that in front of Zhang Chui'er, old man Chen's attitude was much more humble. In this kind of normal family, the parents-in-law basically made the decisions. After all, the elders were the most important. However, in old man Chen's house, it wasn't like this. The reason why this situation happened was because Chen Wangfu was a cripple. Chen Wangfu felt that it was already not easy for him to marry a daughter-in-law. If they didn't give in to Zhang Chui'er and this daughter-in-law ran away, what would happen to Chen Wangfu? It was precisely because old man Chen and old woman Chen were used to giving in, and Chen Wangfu was similar to his parents, that Zhang Chui'er raised her to be the most important person in old man Chen's house. Big sister, can you tell us why this land can't be sold? Towards Zhang Chui'er's attitude, Zhao Wenhua didn't argue with Zhang Chui'er at first, but instead asked nicely. Zhao Chui'er snorted lightly and said, that's because the price you offered is too low. Then, big sister, how much do you want? We can negotiate the price, can't we? Zhao Wenhua still spoke in a negotiating tone. Zhao Yun squinted her eyes and sized Zhang Chui'er. They were about to reach an agreement when someone suddenly jumped out to oppose it. It would be a lie to say that they weren't angry. However, Zhao Yun was calm. She wanted to know what kind of trick Zhang Chui'er wanted to play. She then said, the price that my father offered is too low to buy the land to sell to Zhao. And Zhao Wenhua, old Zhao. And Wenhua. She to make sure that Zhao have money to buy to make to buy tut. Teat make use of teat. Hearing the price of 15 taels of silver, the few people in the room gasped. 15 taels of silver was enough to buy 7 or 8 pieces of land, let alone a piece of land. No one could accept the sudden increase in price. Zhao Wenhua knew that the money in Zhao Yun's hands didn't grow on trees. She shouldn't spend her money like this. Big sister, are you kidding? Yeah, Chui'er, 15 taels is too expensive. We're all from the same hometown. There's no need to be so. Old man Chen couldn't help but say. Chapter 620. After Father Chen was scolded, he shut his mouth and didn't dare to speak. He looked at Zhao Wenhua guiltily and helplessly. Zhao Wenhua sighed in his heart. Of course, he wouldn't blame Father Chen for this. At the same time, he sympathized with Father Chen. It was a disaster to have such a daughter-in-law in the family. Sister, the price of your land is too high. There isn't any land in the entire village that is this expensive. Buy it or not. If you don't want to sell it, then forget it. Zhang Chui'er put her hands on her waist. Zhang Chui'er was sure that Zhao Wenhua and Father Chen would buy it, so she shouted a higher price. Zhao Wenhua frowned. He was in a dilemma. If he didn't buy this piece of land, it would be difficult to find a bigger piece of land. Your family doesn't lack money. Don't tell me you can't even afford 15 taels of silver. Zhang Chui'er snorted. Zhao Wenhua looked at Zhao Yun and asked for Zhao Yun's opinion. He couldn't afford to buy a piece of land with 15 taels of silver. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth hooked up. She had almost figured out Zhang Chui'er's thoughts. Father, forget it. Let's not buy it. Let's look for another piece of land. If we can't find one, we can build a smaller house. Zhao Wenhua nodded. All right, Yunhe, let's look for another piece of land. Okay. The father and daughter stood up and prepared to go back. Zhang Chui'er was anxious. You really don't want to buy it? Where can we find a bigger piece of land in the village? If you want it, I can sell it to you for 10 taels of silver. Zhang Chui'er wanted to extort a sum of money from them, but she scared them away. She wouldn't be able to get any money. Sister, 10 taels of silver is still too expensive. I'll look for another piece of land. Zhao Wenhua refused directly. I've already given you 10 taels of silver. Why are you still like this? Father, let's go. Don't talk anymore. Zhao Yunhe said. Okay, Uncle Chen. I'll go back first. Zhao Wenhua said. Zhao Yun and Zhao Yunlong had not gone far when they heard Zhang Chui'er scolding old man Chen from old Chen's house. The content of the scolding was very unpleasant. Zhao Yunlong shook his head secretly. He felt that he had caused trouble for Father Chen this time. He felt a little apologetic. Zhao Yunlong sighed and said, Yuner, are we really not going to buy old man Chen's land? I don't think we can find a large plot of land. Should we build a smaller house? Father, we definitely have to build a bigger house. But let's look for a piece of land first and think of a way. If we can get it from old man Chen at a normal price, then we'll buy it. But if the price is too high, we can't take advantage of it, right? Zhao Yun replied. Although she didn't lack money, Zhang Chui's behavior made her feel disgusted. As long as she was tricked once and the news spread, the people in the village would follow her example and take advantage of her family. She wasn't stupid enough to do something like that. Okay. Let's think of something. Zhao Wenhua nodded. Although they delayed the construction of the house, he couldn't wait to build the house. On the way back, Zhao Yun passed by Ma Xiaofeng's house. She saw Zhao Tianan busying himself in Ma Xiaofeng's garden. He was very attentive. Chapter 621. Ma Xiaofeng's family only had 2 women and 1 child, so Ma Xiaofeng had to help out with the chores in the fields. Zhao Yun found that Zhao Tianan was helping out, and Ma Xiaofeng was holding a bowl. She didn't know what she was eating. However, there was a faintly discernible aroma of snake soup in the air. Zhao Yun frowned. Could it be that her younger brother sent snake soup to Ma Xiaofeng for her to eat? Tianan. Zhao Yun greeted Zhao Tianan. Zhao Tianan turned around and was stunned when he saw Zhao Yun and Zhao Wenhua. Second sister, why are you here? I'm just passing by. Zhao Yun smiled, then walked towards Ma Xiaofeng and Zhao Tianan. Seeing Zhao Yun coming over, Ma Xiaofeng was a little flustered. She couldn't help but hide the bowl behind her back, as if she was afraid of being seen by Zhao Yun. As the fragrance became stronger, Zhao Yun was even more certain that Ma Xiaofeng was eating snake soup. Sister Yun, Ma Xiaofeng saw Zhao Yun and called out sweetly, but the smile on her face was a little forced. Zhao Yun just responded faintly, then asked with a smile, Sister Xiaofeng, what are you eating? Why are you hiding behind her? Hearing Zhao Yun's question, Ma Xiaofeng suddenly felt guilty and looked at Zhao Tianan for help. Zhao Tianan hurriedly explained, Sister. Xiaofeng hasn't tasted snake soup before. I saw that there was snake soup in the pot at home, so I scooped some for Xiaofeng. Sister. You won't blame me, right? Since he had already sent it over, what else could she say? She just felt a little uncomfortable in her heart. Zhao Yun knew that Zhao Tianan didn't send it for no reason. Ma Xiaofeng probably took the initiative to ask for it. The truth was similar to Zhao Yun's guess. In the morning, Zhao Tianan sent the loach over and mentioned the black snake to Ma Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng casually mentioned that if it was delicious, she would like to try it too. After all, she had never eaten it before. Zhao Tianan wrote it down and secretly sent some over in the afternoon. If Zhao Yun knew the situation, she would probably sigh with emotion. This man forgot his mother when he had a wife, and her brother also forgot his sister when he had a wife. Eat it if you want, but why are you hiding it, Sister Xiaofeng? Are you afraid that I will see it? Ma Xiaofeng blushed. I thought Sister Yun would be unhappy if you saw it. My brother gave it to you. You didn't take the initiative to ask for it. If I want to blame someone, it should be my brother. Zhao Yun said as if she was joking. Ma Xiaofeng blushed even more. She felt that she was seen through by Zhao Yun. Second sister, if you don't have anything else, you can go back. What's wrong? Do you think your second sister is in the way? Zhao Tianan's face blushed even more. Zhao Yun sighed and said to Zhao Tianan, all right then, second sister will go back first. If you are done with your work, come back early. Got it, second sister. Looking at Zhao Yun's back, Ma Xiaofeng's eyes revealed a trace of hatred. Xiaofeng, don't take my second sister's words to heart. Zhao Tianan saw that Ma Xiaofeng was unhappy, and comforted her. Tianan, does your second sister not like me? Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Tianan pitifully. Chapter 622. Tianan, what if your second elder sister disapproves of us being together in the future? No, Xiaofeng, you're so nice. My second elder sister won't disagree. I mean if. Xiaofeng, no matter who disagrees, as long as I want to be with you, no matter what others say, it's useless. After saying that, Zhao Tianan lowered his head. He didn't dare to look into Ma Xiaofeng's eyes. Tianan, you're so nice. When Zhao Yun got home, she cleaned up the house. Because it had been raining for a while, there was a moldy smell on the clothes and quilts in the house. Unfortunately, the sun wasn't out yet. Otherwise, the moldy things in the house would have to be taken out to dry. When the weather cleared up, she still had to go to the town to set up a stall to sell breakfast. After resting for such a long time, she didn't know whether the business would be affected if she went to set up a stall again. When it was close to evening, Mu Lianfeng came back from the paddy field with dirty clothes. Seeing Mu Lianfeng's clothes, body, and head were all stained with mud, Zhao Yun hurriedly told Mu Lianfeng to take a shower and change his clothes. I'll boil some hot water, Zhao Yun said. It was still cold. She didn't know whether Mu Lianfeng would catch a cold. Mu Lianfeng smiled. Sure. Zhao Yun went into the kitchen and soon came out with a pot of hot water. Mu Lianfeng had to exercise when he was pumping water, so he didn't feel cold. Once he stopped, his body shivered badly. Is it cold? Zhao Yun asked with concern. It's fine. Don't try to be brave. You're shivering like this. How can you say it's fine? Yun, I have to save my face in front of you. If I get too cold, I'll be too useless. It's nothing. Whose body is made of iron? Isn't he afraid of the cold? Zhao Yun said and asked Mu Lianfeng to take a shower. After soaking his body, he would be warm. It was inconvenient that they didn't build a big house. When they were taking a shower, the other person had to go out. They planned to have dinner in the third room. After all, there were a lot of leftovers from lunch. Yun, I'm done. Come in. After Mu Lianfeng took a shower, he opened the door. There was a faint smell of soap inside. Zhao Yun took the wooden basin and tidied up Mu Lianfeng's clothes. She was about to wash them when Mu Lianfeng stopped her. Yun, I'll do it. You don't need to do these chores. Zhao Yun smiled. This is the first time I've seen a man who is so diligent in doing housework. I'll do it. You're tired today. It's all right, Yun, you're still injured. Zhao Yun was a little helpless. It's just the wound on my forehead. It's not a problem. It's almost healed. That's still an injury. Speaking of the wound on Zhao Yun's forehead, Mu Lianfeng said, Yun, you should change the dressing. Let me change the dressing for you. Zhao Yun had to change the dressing for the wound on her head every 2 days. Now that the wound was almost healed, Zhao Yun didn't think it was necessary to change the dressing. However, Mu Lianfeng didn't slack off. He insisted on changing the dressing for Zhao Yun. Well, okay. Zhao Yun nodded and sat in front of the bed. Mu Lianfeng took out a white bandage and ointment and began to change the dressing for Zhao Yun. Looking at the wound on Zhao Yun's forehead, Mu Lianfeng frowned. What's wrong? Zhao Yun asked. Chapter 623. Zhao Yun's heart skipped a beat when she heard that it would leave a scar. All girls cared about their appearance, and Zhao Yun was the same. No way, she didn't think it was serious, but she didn't expect it to leave a scar. Alas. Mu Lianfeng sighed again. He had studied it for the past few days, and the probability of it leaving a scar was very high. Yunner, don't worry. There is a very famous doctor in Yang City. He will definitely be able to cure the scar on your forehead. Go to Yang City later and ask for the medicine to remove the scar. Zhao Yun nodded and replied, that's good. If it really left a scar, there was nothing she could do. After changing the medicine, Zhao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng went to the third branch. There was still some food left for lunch, so they poured it into the pot and heated it up. They also added some vegetables and loaches. The whole family had a good meal together. Just after lunch, there was another noise in the yard. Zhao Wenshui was crying miserably. They didn't know what had happened. Zhao Yun'er went out of the third branch's room with the intention of watching the drama. The other members of old Zhao's family also came out to watch. Zhao Wenshui supported Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui's ankle was bitten by something, and it was bleeding. It seemed to be quite serious. Ouch, ouch! Zhao Wenshui screamed. He was in so much pain that he almost cried. Li Chuiying immediately ran over and asked, Tianyu's father, what happened to you? Ai, second sister-in-law, second brother was bitten by a snake. I thought this snake wasn't powerful. I didn't expect it to make people bleed. As Zhao Wenshui spoke, he took out a snake from the basket and threw it on the ground. Old Zhao's people were originally afraid and almost screamed. Then they found that the snake on the ground was dead and did not move. In addition, Zhao Yun brought back a snake today. Not only was it fine, but it was also edible. The fragrance of the snake soup made them greedy so much that they were no longer afraid. Li Chuiying shouted, Tianyu's father, how could you be so careless and get bitten by a snake? You should run away when you see a snake. I didn't run away. I chased it when I saw it. Why did you chase the snake? If you don't provoke it, it won't bite you, right? Li Chuiying sighed. Zhao Wenshui curled his lips, the snake that Yun'er caught this afternoon is edible. This snake looks similar, so I wanted to catch it and let everyone have a taste of snake soup tonight. Zhao Wenshui said. He forgot his pain and swallowed his saliva. When he thought of the smell of snake soup in the kitchen of the third branch, his stomach began to rumble. Li Chuiying looked at the snake on the ground. It did look similar. When Hu Chunhua heard this, she immediately praised Zhao Wenshui, second brother is so considerate and capable. We can also have a good meal of snake soup tonight. Mother, that's right. I got hurt so that our family can have good food. My feet hurt. Zhao Wenshui complained pitifully. He looked at his feet and saw that there was a big swollen bump. Then you should have a good rest these 2 days. Don't work in the field. Eldest brother can do it alone. Hu Chunhua comforted him. Chapter 624. What should we do? Look, your second brother's leg is injured and he can't move. If you don't go, there will be no one at home. Hu Chunhua nagged. Zhao Wenshui puffed up his cheeks and looked reluctant. If he had known, he would have let the snake bite him a few times. That way, he could lie in bed and rest for a few days. Ah, Tianyu's father, why is your leg so swollen? Li Chuiying pointed at Zhao Wenshui's leg. Yeah, it wasn't this big just now. And it's getting more and more painful. Zhao Wenshui curled his lips and looked worried. Is he poisoned? Li Chuiying guessed. Poisoned? As soon as he heard this word, Zhao Wenshui immediately panicked. If he was poisoned, would he still be alive? Otherwise, why is it so swollen? Zhao Wenshui was frightened. What should I do? Hurry up and call Dr. Sun over for me. I don't want to die. Zhao Wenshui's cries were so miserable that the rest of old Zhao's family started to worry. Didn't you say that it's not poisonous? Second brother, so this snake can't be eaten? Zhao Xinhui pointed at the snake on the ground and looked very disappointed. The snake that Zhao Yun caught today was not poisonous, so it could be eaten. How could a poisonous snake be eaten? Although he wanted to eat it, he didn't want to lose his life. I guess it can't be eaten. Hu Chunhua sighed. Zhao Wenshui continued to cry. Mother, can you not say that it can't be eaten? What should I do with my leg? Am I going to die soon? Mother, if I die, you'll be sending your child away, sob sob sob. Only then did Hu Chunhua realize that Zhao Wenshui might have been poisoned. She ordered Zhao Wenshu, boss, hurry up and call Dr. Sun over. Mother, I don't want to die. I'm so young. What if I die? Zhao Wenshui cried like a child. Hu Chunhua looked at her son and could only sigh. Didn't I call the doctor for you? Why are you still crying? Mother, I'm scared. Wu, Li Chuiying also began to cry. Tianyu's father, you have to hold on. Tianyu is still young. He can't do without you. Dad, nothing can happen to you. Zhao Jing'er looked at her cheap dad and wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes with a handkerchief. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao frowned. They were worried about Zhao Wenshui. For a moment, there was a burst of crying in the courtyard of old Zhao's house. Zhao Yun was really upset when she heard it. She had a better understanding of these weirdos in old Zhao's family. Don't cry. It's not a big deal. It's just a water snake. Is there a need to call a doctor? Everyone is making a fuss. Zhao Yun said to the people in the courtyard. Zhao Wenshui immediately stopped crying when he heard it. He looked at Zhao Yun and asked, Yun, you said it's okay. Is it really okay? This snake is not poisonous. It's poisonous, but it's not very toxic. There's no need to treat it. It will be fine in 2 days. Zhao Wenshui believed Zhao Yun's words. During this period of time, they had seen Zhao Yun's ability and knew much more than they did. Since Zhao Yun said it was okay, it must be okay. Zhao Wenshui breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. That's good. I feel that my foot doesn't hurt as much. Zhao Yun saw that her second uncle was also a coward. He was more afraid of death than anyone else. Chapter 625. He was lucky this time because it was a water snake. If it was a venomous snake, he would have been dead by now. Can this snake still be eaten? Zhao Wenshu pointed at the snake on the ground. Of course you can't eat a venomous snake. Hu Chunhua said. Alas. Zhao Wenshu felt it was a pity. He finally killed one, but it was all in vain. Zhao Wenshui was even bitten by the snake. Why do you keep it in the yard if it's not edible? Throw it away. Zhao Xinhui urged. Looking at the dead snake lying on the ground, his heart was numb. Give it to me. Zhao Yunhe said. These people really didn't know anything. In fact, not only black snakes could be eaten, but many other snakes could be eaten as long as they were well prepared. Water snakes and black snakes tasted the same. They tasted very good. Yun, what are you doing? Is it edible? Thinking of this, Zhao Wenshu asked in a hurry. If it was edible, he definitely wouldn't give it to Zhao Yun. He had to keep it for himself. Zhao Yun smiled and said, Uncle, if you're not afraid of being poisoned, you can try cooking it. Zhao Wenshu looked at Zhao Wenshui's swollen feet and didn't dare to try. Well. Forget it. Yun, you can have it. Zhao Yun smiled, since uncle said so, then don't regret giving it to me. Saying that, Zhao Yun calmly picked up the water snake on the ground. It was another delicious meal. Zhao Yun felt she had earned a lot. However, Zhao Yun was afraid that old Zhao's family would find out that she had made snake soup and come back with an excuse to ask for it. She directly took it to her house and cooked it instead of the third branch's house. In the next 2 days, the weather gradually cleared up. Seeing the sun coming out, Zhao Yun quickly took out the quilts in the house and dried them to get rid of the moldy smell. It seemed that it was time to open a breakfast stall in Yang City. The sooner she opened, the sooner she could make money. Her goal was very clear now. She wanted to save more money so that she could open a big restaurant in the future. That way, she could make more money. Zhao Yun didn't know when she had become so unscrupulous. Thinking about it again, it was always good to have a goal, even if it was related to money. At least, it could motivate her to work hard. Mom, Big Gray is here. As soon as Daodu saw Big Gray, he was so scared that he quickly ran over. When he reached Zhao Yun, he was already traumatized by Big Gray. Daodu held Little Black in his arms, afraid that Big Gray would bully Little Black again. After all, Little Black's injuries had not healed easily. If it was bitten by Big Gray again, he didn't know if Little Black would be able to survive this time. Zhao Yun shielded Daodu behind her and comforted him. Daodu, don't be afraid. Mom is here. The reason this beast was still here was because Mu Yanfeng had gone to the mountains again after the rain stopped and was busy with mining. As for this big dog, he didn't have time to deal with it. He didn't expect that after letting it jump around for a few more days, it would start to cause trouble again. Big Gray stared at Little Black in Daodu's arms and barked a few times. It bared its fangs and looked very fierce. Looking at Big Gray's posture, it seemed that it could bite at any time. Zhao Yun couldn't help but frown. This damn dog. Chapter 626. With her small body, dealing with a big dog, and a really big dog at that, she couldn't help but feel a little strained. Zhao Yun was worried that Big Gray would bite Daodu when it rushed over. Woof, woof, woof. Big Gray continued to bark, its fangs shining with cold light. Zhao Yun held a wooden stick in her hand and was ready. Once Big Gray rushed up, she could only fight with Big Gray. She only hoped that the damn dog would hurt her and not Daodu. Mom. Lil P's voice was trembling because of fear. She was worried about them, and she seemed to know how dangerous Big Gray was. Daodu, don't be afraid. Mom is here. I won't let it bully us. Mom, you have to be careful. Don't worry. Mom will protect Daodu. Big Gray's eyes became a little fierce, and it slowly approached Zhao Yun. Just as Big Gray jumped and was about to rush to Zhao Yun's body, a stone flew out of nowhere and hit Big Gray's body. Then they heard a miserable dog's cry. There was a bloody hole in Big Gray's body. It quickly tucked its tail and turned around to run away. Zhao Yun was stunned by the sudden change. What was going on? It seemed that someone deliberately threw a stone, but Zhao Yun looked around and didn't see anyone. She didn't know where the stone came from. It's really strange, Mom, Big Gray was beaten away. Daodu said excitedly. Zhao Yun nodded. Yeah, it's fine now. Okay. Zhao Yun patted Daodu. Okay, let's go inside. Looking at Daodu's little face, she knew that he was scared. After all, he was just a child, and Big Gray was so scary. Okay, Mom. Before entering the house, Zhao Yun continued to look outside the house, but there was still no one. She naturally didn't believe that the stone flew out of nowhere. It was obvious that the person saw that she and Daodu were in danger. But who could it be? For dinner, Zhao Yun and Daodu ate early, then she made a few more dishes and sent them to Mu Yanfeng. Mo Yan was tired from helping Mu Yanfeng, so Zhao Yun prepared a portion for him. Anyway, it wasn't difficult for her to cook one or two more dishes. Putting the cooked dishes in a lunchbox, Zhao Yun took the lunchbox and went up the mountain. The grass in the field grew more luxuriant. Since the weather had cleared up, the weather had become much warmer. It could be said to be a warm spring rain. As spring deepened, many treasures appeared in the countryside. Zhao Yun saw many watercress growing in the gutters, so she planned on plucking some when she went down the mountain and stir-frying them later. They tasted very good. These wild, unpolluted things were treasures in the 21st century. They were very difficult to buy even with money. When she arrived at the foot of the mountain, the men who were working had already found a place to rest. The heavy smell of food wafted through the air. Auntie Lu and the others were cooking. Zhao Yun directly went to Mu Yanfeng's tent. Mu Yanfeng was discussing something with Mo Yan. Mo Yan stood up when she saw Zhao Yun come over. She said to Mu Yanfeng, "Master, I'll be leaving first." Mu Yanfeng nodded. Chapter 627. Mo Yan did not dare to do that. Instead, she looked at Mu Yanfeng first, asking for Mu Yanfeng's opinion. Only when Mu Yanfeng nodded in agreement could he sit down and eat. This time, Mu Yanfeng did not argue with Mo Yan. After all, Mo Yan had been quite busy with the matters of the mine recently. "Since your madam has allowed you to eat, just eat." "All right." "Thank you, master." "Thank you, madam." Mo Yan nodded happily. Smelling the fragrance of the dishes, he felt that it was alluring. He had also tasted Zhao Yun's cooking. "Come, let's eat." Zhao Yun took out the food from the container and placed it on the table. Mo Yan sniffed heavily. However, as Mu Yanfeng had not touched his chopsticks yet, she did not dare to eat. She could only wait for Mu Yanfeng to eat. Mu Yanfeng looked at the food on the table. There was a bowl of marinated tiger meat, a bowl of loach, a bowl of spicy tofu, a plate of scrambled eggs with leeks, and a bowl of natural vegetable soup. There was quite a lot of food, enough for him and Mo Yan to eat. The two of them ate heartily, almost licking up all the soup on the plate. It was as if they had been starving for days. After eating, Zhao Yun cleared away the plate and prepared to return. On the way back, she saw a rather large flat ground at the foot of the mountain. If she developed it, it would be enough for her to build a large house. There was also a small ditch with very clear water. It was perfect for scenery. As soon as Zhao Yun saw this piece of land, she thought of what it would be like to build a house. Actually, she did not have to choose a piece of land in the village. This piece of land was not bad either. It would save her the trouble of wrangling with Zhang Cui and angering herself. If she could interact with those weirdos, she would try her best not to interact with them. When she returned, she would tell Zhao Wenhua that she felt this place was not bad. Moreover, this place was close to the foot of the mountain, so it would be convenient for Mu Yanfeng to manage the mine when the time came. Mining was not something that could be done in a day or two. Zhao Yuner estimated that it would take a while. He had only taken a few steps when he heard movement in the bushes. It sounded like a woman moaning. Zhao Yuner frowned. Not long ago, she had seen Zhao Wenxue and Qian Chuanxiu having sex in the wild. Could it be that she could see it again with her own eyes? Zhao Yun whispered and walked towards the direction of the movement, and saw a man and a woman having sex together. The woman kept moaning in pleasure, but she was probably afraid that someone would hear her, so she deliberately lowered her voice. The more the man did it, the more excited he became. He couldn't wait to get the woman into his body. "You're much stronger than that damn cripple of mine," the woman said. "Of course. Ah, this feels good. Let's continue. We don't have many chances." "Isn't that so? Then we have to cherish it. Seeing that you're working so hard, I'll send you delicious food tomorrow to nourish your body. I still have a lot of eggs at home. I was going to save them up to sell them." "Hee hee, that's good. The food on the mountain is still a little less oily. It's not as good as the food you make." "That's right. You're working so hard. I can't treat you unfairly." After the woman finished speaking, the man's movements became more vigorous. Zhao Yuner was stunned. "Isn't this woman Zhang Cui her?" Chapter 628. Zhao Yuner finally understood what it meant to be *tch. Although she shouldn't meddle in other people's business, Zhao Yuner still felt uncomfortable when she thought about how Papa Chen's family was being bullied by *tch. No matter what, she had to teach her a lesson. Zhao Yuner took note of this man's appearance. He didn't seem to be from the village, but from the group of people that Mu Lianfeng had brought over. That made things easier. Zhao Yuner turned around and quietly went back. Seeing that Zhao Yuner had returned, Daodu went forward and said to Zhao Yuner, "Mother, Daodu saw a beautiful uncle just now." "Beautiful uncle?" Zhao Yuner looked puzzled. She didn't know what Daodu was talking about. Yes. Daodu nodded heavily and explained. It turned out that a man in black had appeared in front of Zhao Yuner's house. He looked unusually handsome. Daodu didn't know if he was a good person or a bad person, so he only saw the man through the crack in the door and didn't go out. The man stayed for a while and then left. After hearing Daodu's story, Zhao Yuner guessed that this person had helped her chase Big Gray away. In addition to Daodu's description, this person couldn't be Yi Li, right? Could this man be so capable that he could find her here? But why did he come to her? Did he see that she hadn't been to town for a long time? Zhao Yuner shook her head. It was better not to think about these things. When she went to set up her stall, she could just ask Yi Li. Daodu tugged on her sleeve. "Mother, that beautiful uncle is so powerful. He can even fly in the sky. Daodu wants to be able to fly in the sky like him." Zhao Yuner patted Daodu's little head. "Daodu, flying in the sky is dangerous. What if you fall? Don't you agree?" Daodu nodded. "Then forget it. Daodu won't fly anymore." "Good girl." For the next 2 days, Zhao Yuner was busy with the land. Zhao Wenhua felt that Zhao Yuner was right. That piece of mountainous land could be repaired. If they bought it from the village, it would only cost 1 tael of silver. In addition to the cost of hiring manpower to repair the land, it was much cheaper than buying the Chen family's land. Thus, the whole family began to work on building the house. Building a house was not a simple matter, especially for Zhao Yuner's house. She had to find a professional bricklayer, but in the whole village, there were only 1 or 2 bricklayers. Bricklayers were very popular. Basically, in the nearby towns and villages, as long as there were people building houses, they would be able to get some jobs. Zhao Yuner's house was so big that they needed at least 7 to 8 bricklayers. 2 bricklayers in the village had already arrived, and the rest had to be found in the nearby villages. Yuner's father, Yuner's eldest and second uncles are bricklayers. Why don't we ask them to come over and help us? After all, bricklayers are not easy to find, Liang Jinxiao said. Speaking of Zhao Yuner's eldest and second uncles, in fact, the 2 families did not have much contact. The Liang family disliked Liang Jinxiao because old Zhao's family did not like old Zhao's family. In fact, they looked down on old Zhao's family. In addition, the Liang family was wealthier than old Zhao's family. Although they were not a rich family, they were still considered wealthy in the village. Previously, old Zhao's family was having a hard time, so Hu Chunhua asked Liang Jinxiao to borrow food from the Liang family. After borrowing twice, the Liang family inevitably had more opinions about old Zhao's family. They even had prejudice against Liang Jinxiao's younger sister. Chapter 629. Zhao Wenhua frowned and seemed a little worried. Yuner's mother, will Yuner's eldest uncle and second uncle come to help us? Why not? They've already accepted the job, so they should accept the job for our family too, right? When the time comes, we'll just have to pay them the salary they deserve. Don't you think so? Zhao Wenhua thought for a moment. That's fine too. We'll discuss it with Yuner's eldest uncle and second uncle later. It'll be best if they can come. If they don't want to, then forget it. Yes. But I haven't been to Yun-er's eldest uncle and second uncle's house in a long time. We have to bring some things over. Otherwise, it won't be nice. In the past, they didn't have the financial ability to do so. Now that their conditions were slightly better, the Liang family would definitely have objections if they didn't bring anything. In the past few years, Zhao Wenhua had been thinking of repairing the relationship with Liang Jinxiao's family. Unfortunately, he didn't have the chance. Yes. Okay. When are you going over? I'll prepare some things. Okay. Zhao Wenhua nodded. Even if Zhao Yun-er's eldest uncle and second uncle were willing to come over, there weren't enough bricklayers at home. Therefore, they had to find other bricklayers. He had to ask around in the nearby villages. Zhao Yun-er was at home preparing breakfast for tomorrow. The weather had finally cleared up. After she was almost done with the chores at home, it was time to start earning money. Zhao Wenhua could handle the construction of the house, so she didn't have to be too busy. Mu Yanfeng finally had some free time after being busy on the mountain for a few days. For the past 2 days, Mu Yanfeng asked Zhao Yun-er to give the leftovers to Big Gray every time. After eating for 2 days, Big Gray started to wag its head and wag its tail at her family. Zhao Yun-er was puzzled. Could this be the way to deal with Big Gray that Mu Yanfeng mentioned? Giving this beast delicious food was equivalent to raising it. Dogs understood humans. In order to eat their food every day, they naturally wouldn't bully them. Now, Big Gray didn't even go home. He stayed in front of Zhao Yun-er's house all day long. After all, compared to its master, the food that Zhao Yun-er gave it was definitely much better. Mu Yanfeng, are we going to raise this dog? Zhao Yun-er asked with a frown. To be honest, she hated Big Gray very much. Just looking at this dog made her feel disgusted. It was said that dogs were loyal, but Big Gray was an exception. He belonged to the category of people who would seek refuge from whoever fed him. Mu Yanfeng smiled and said, Yun-er, don't worry. Of course I won't keep it. Looking at Mu Yanfeng's mysterious appearance, Zhao Yun-er was even more curious about Mu Yanfeng's plan. Then. Okay. Zhao Yun nodded. She believed that Mu Yanfeng should have his own way. Because of the matter of Zhao Yun-er choosing a new foundation, Zhang Cui-er couldn't stand it anymore and came looking for her. The moment she came looking for Yun'er's house, she had the attitude of wanting to stir up trouble. Behind Zhang Cui-er was Old Man Chen. Seeing the two of them come over, Zhao Yun-er ignored Zhang Cui-er and greeted Old Man Chen. Old Man Chen, what brings you to my house? Old Man Chen looked at Zhang Cui-er and hesitated for a moment. He seemed to be too embarrassed to speak. That. Yun'er girl, I just wanted to ask you. Do you still want my piece of land? Zhao Yun shook her head. Old Man Chen, your price is too high. Even if I want to buy it, I can't afford it. That. We can discuss the price again. Chapter 630. This. Old Man Chen carefully looked at Zhang Cui-er. Zhao Yun-er already said so, which meant that she didn't want to buy it and didn't need it. What else could he say? He couldn't force her to buy it. Zhao Yun-er, didn't you agree with my father? I'll sell it to you for 2 taels of silver. Why are you going back on your word now? Zhang Cui-er jumped out and criticized her unhappily. Zhao Yun-er was baffled. What's going on? This Zhang Cui-er's ability to distort right and wrong was unparalleled. Zhao Yun curled her lips and smiled. That's right. I originally discussed it with Old Man Chen for 2 taels of silver. But auntie, didn't you say it was 15 taels? It's so expensive. Our family doesn't want to waste money. What I said before doesn't count. According to the 2 taels of silver that you and my father agreed on, we had to buy it when it was settled. Zhang Cui-er said confidently. Old man Chen could only sigh helplessly. Auntie, did you make a mistake? You're the one who didn't want to sell it, and now you're the one who wants to sell it. After buying my family's land, you come here to talk about it. Aren't you a little too unreasonable? Zhao Yun couldn't help but mock and ridicule. She wasn't a fool. 2 taels of silver wasn't much, but it was earned through hard work. Why would she give it to others for free? Zhao Yun, since you don't buy it now, you're going against the rules and not being honest. No matter what, you have to buy my family's land today. Zhao Yun only felt that Zhang Cui was crazy. She came here to cause trouble for no reason. How could she tell that she was easy to provoke? Or did she think that she was used to bullying old man Chen's family, so others had to give in to her? Auntie, then I'll say it clearly. I don't need your family's land. I don't want it. Please move aside and get lost. Zhao Yun said to Zhang Cui without holding back. What do you mean? That's what I mean. Father Chin sighed and said to Zhang Cui, Cui, let's go. They don't need our land, so why would they buy it for free? As soon as old man Chen finished speaking, Zhang Cui vented her anger on old man Chen. It's all because you're useless. Why didn't you keep an eye on them when they were buying other land? If you had come earlier, wouldn't the land have been sold? As she spoke, Zhang Cui moved her hands and directly pushed Father Chen to the ground. Looking at Zhang Cui's behavior, Zhao Yun suddenly became angry. What kind of person is this? Papa Chen, are you okay? Zhao Yun hurriedly helped Papa Chen up from the ground. Ouch, ouch, old man Chen cried out in pain. After all, he was old and his body couldn't withstand a fall. With such a fall, it was inevitable that his body would hurt. It's fine, Yuner girl. Papa Chen waved his hand. Seeing that Papa Chen was enduring the pain, Zhao Yun glared at Zhang Cui. How can you treat an old man like this? Aren't you a little too immoral? Zhao Yun scolded a little angrily. Zhang Cui replied very arrogantly, it's none of your business. I'll do whatever I want. You're crazy. Zhao Yun got angrier and angrier, hurry up and get lost. Don't be an eyesore in front of my house. I won't get lost. If you don't buy the land today, I won't leave. As she spoke, Zhang Cui put her hands on her waist and looked like she was going to fight to the end. Chapter 631. Since she couldn't chase her away, she decided to let the dog bite her. Thus, she called out to Big Gray, go. Hearing Zhao Yun's command, Big Gray ran out without hesitation and started to bite Zhang Cui. Big Gray knew that as long as he got on Zhao Yun's good side, he would be able to eat a lot later. Ah! Zhang Cui was so scared that she quickly ran away, but she was still caught by Big Gray. Luckily, Zhang Cui was wearing thick cotton clothes and trousers, so she was wrapped up like a dumpling. Otherwise, she would have been bitten into pieces by Big Gray. Zhao Yun, hurry up and tell the dog to get away from me, or else you'll have to pay for my medical expenses. Zhang Cui screamed at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun smirked and chuckled, I'm sorry, auntie. This big dog doesn't belong to me. If you want someone to pay for your medical expenses, you should look for my young mistress. What does it have to do with me? As Zhao Yun said that, Zhang Cui screamed again. A large piece of cloth on her butt was bitten off, revealing her smooth butt. Woof woof woof, Big Gray still didn't let go, and bit Zhang Cui's smooth butt. This time, he bit directly, leaving a row of teeth marks on Zhang Cui's butt, and it even started to bleed. Luckily, Zhang Cui ran fast, or else the flesh on her butt would have fallen off. Big Gray chased after her relentlessly. Zhang Cui was scared out of her wits, but her butt was hurting badly. Seeing Big Gray pouncing over, Zhang Cui had no strength left. She glanced at the tree in front of Zhao Yun's house, and used the last of her strength to slip up the tree. No matter how strong Big Gray was, he didn't know how to climb trees. He could only guard under the tree and bark non-stop. Zhang Cui patted her chest in shock, and shouted at Zhao Yun, who was under the tree, "Zhao Yun, hurry up and tell this damn dog to get out of my way." Zhao Yun smirked and couldn't help but smile. She didn't expect Big Gray to have such a function. It seemed like the food she fed him for the past 2 days wasn't for nothing. Now, he could help her deal with weirdos. "Auntie, you're wrong. The dog doesn't belong to me. How can it do whatever I tell it to do? You have to look for my young mistress. The dog listens to her." Zhang Cui was now on the tree and could not come down. How could she go and find Madame Hu? "I don't care. Zhao Yun, I'm telling you, I'm not done with you today." Zhao Yun's mouth evoked a sarcastic smile. "It's not my dog. Why is it not over with me? If it bites you, you should settle the score with its owner. If not, you should bite it too. What's the point of dragging me into this? You." Zhang Cui glared at Zhao Yun angrily. What should he do now? Big Gray wouldn't let her go. She couldn't come down from the tree, and she couldn't find trouble with Zhao Yun. She knew in her heart that it wasn't Zhao Yun's dog. Even if she wanted Zhao Yun to compensate, she couldn't. If she went to reason with Li Zheng would definitely stand on Zhao Yun's side. Woof woof woof, Big Gray continued to bark at the tree. Mulan, who was in the house, couldn't help but cover her mouth and laugh. Looking at Zhang Cui's arrogant appearance, she was now on the tree. The commotion in front of Zhao Yun's house attracted many villagers to watch. Seeing Zhang Cui being chased to the tree by the dog, with half of her but exposed, they laughed even harder. After all, she was a woman. It was very embarrassing for her but to be seen by others. At this time, Zhang Cui became the laughing stock of the villagers. She was being talked about. Chapter 632. Ha, Cripple Chen is lucky to be able to marry a woman with such a big butt. What's the use of having a big butt? The women in the village with small butts were not convinced. She still can't give birth to a son. Not only can she not give birth to a son, she can't even lay an egg. I don't know if it's Zhang Cui's problem or Cripple Chen's. Who knows? Maybe both of them have problems. Ha! The onlookers were not afraid of making a big deal out of it and kept laughing. Zhang Cui's face turned red. Since there was nothing to cover her but, Zhang Cui gritted her teeth and scolded the people under the tree, "Who dares to look at my butt? Wait until I come down from the tree and gouge out your eyeballs." Yo, sister-in-law Cui is angry. Everyone, don't look. It's embarrassing. Anyone would be embarrassed. That's not what we want to see. Her pants are torn so big. Who can't see her big white butt? Ha ha ha, interesting. This is the first time I see a person being chased to a tree by a dog. Her butt was even bitten. The people below were chatting happily. Zhang Cui was so angry that she was about to spit fire. How embarrassing. How could she continue to stay in the village after this? Zhang Cui was angry at Old Man Chen below. Damn old man, don't you know how to chase the dog away? Otherwise, how can I come down? Old Man Chen finally reacted. With a bitter face, he said, Cui, such a big dog. I can't chase it away. If you can't chase it away, why don't you call someone? Whose dog is yours? Old Man Chen quickly replied, Okay. Cui, wait here. I'll go call someone. After all, Zhang Cui was his daughter-in-law. Today's incident was also a disgrace to the Chen family. Looking at Old Man Chen's old body hurriedly running out, Zhao Yun felt a burst of sympathy. The Qin family treated Zhang Cui so well that she was speechless. But this bitch was too heartless. Not only did she have a bad attitude towards the Qin family, she even had an affair. This kind of weird existence really dirted people's eyes. Zhao Yun'er watched the show with great interest. Zhang Cui's embarrassment today was just the beginning. Zhao Yun would definitely find out about her affair. Before long, Zhao Yun'er's eldest grandmother, Madame Hu, was called over by Father Chen. She saw Big Gray yelling at Zhang Cui and even biting her but Madame Hu screamed in her heart that it was over. Since they were from the same village, Hu sure had some understanding of Zhang Cui. She was an unreasonable shrew. If he provoked her, he would get himself into trouble. Madame Hu, you old hag. Hurry up and get rid of your dog. Zhang Cui shouted angrily at Madame Hu. Woman, why are you like this? I came to save you with good intentions, but you're scolding me. Hu Shi also replied with some displeasure. Who else can I scold if not you? You should be glad that I didn't scold your 18 generations of ancestors as well. You raised a mad dog that randomly bites people. Zhang Cui said angrily. Can you still be reasonable? My family's Big Gray doesn't randomly bite people. You must have provoked him first. Besides, a beast is a beast, not a human. How can I control who it bites? Madame Hu looked at Zhang Cui on the tree and suddenly didn't want to save her. Chapter 633. Who's being unreasonable? Your family's mad dog bit someone, and you're still in the right? You damned woman, if you keep scolding me, I'm leaving. You can just stay in the tree. Madame Hu said angrily. Although her family's Big Gray was wrong to bite Zhang Cui shouldn't have such an attitude. Old Man Chen hurriedly said, Sister-in-law, don't be angry. Only you can save Cui. Also, your family's Big Gray is really scary. If he really doesn't let go of Cui he might bite Cui to death. Hearing Old Man Chen's words, it meant that someone's life might be involved. She didn't dare. If someone died, it wouldn't be a small matter. She raised Big Gray. If he bit someone to death, she would have to take responsibility. At that time, she might even have to go to jail. Thinking of this, Madame Hu was a little scared. Zhang Cui continued to scold from the tree, if you don't get rid of your damned dog today, I'll come down and fight you with a kitchen knife. Some of the nearby villagers also began to persuade her, Big Sister Hu, you should get rid of your family's Big Gray. Don't let anything happen to him. That's right, your family's Big Gray is too scary. Sister-in-law Hu, you have to look after your family's Big Gray. It's best to tie him up with a rope. Don't let him bite other people in the village. One by one, they began to speak. They were afraid that they would become the next Zhang Cui. If they were also caught and bitten by Big Gray, what would Madame Hu do if she didn't care? Madame Hu sighed, all right then. As she spoke, she walked over to Big Gray and shouted, all right, Big Gray, come home with me. Big Gray glanced at Madame Hu and then looked at Zhao Yun, who was standing not far away. It seemed to be asking for Zhao Yun's opinion. If Zhao Yun didn't let him leave, he would continue to guard her. Zhao Yun didn't respond, so Big Gray ignored Madame Hu. Madame Hu felt strange. How come Big Gray didn't even listen to her? Let's go, Big Gray, come back with me. As Madame Hu spoke, she pulled the iron collar around Big Gray's neck and prepared to drag him away. Unfortunately, she sadly discovered that Big Gray didn't want to leave at all. No matter how hard Madame Hu tried to pull him, he wouldn't budge. Big Gray, what's wrong with you? Hurry and go back. Madame Hu scolded Big Gray. She was usually very obedient, but today she actually didn't listen to her. Woof, 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 Big Gray barked at Madame Hu. Damn dog, it's fine if you don't listen to me, but you actually dare to bark at me. Who raised you? As Madame Who spoke, she kicked Big Gray a few times as she continued to drag him away. Big Gray whimpered in pain, but he didn't move. Madame Who immediately became angry. Dead dog, do you think that this old woman can't deal with you? Hurry up and leave. Madame Who continued to kick Big Gray's butt. These two kicks were not polite at all, causing Big Gray to jump up in pain. Madame Who's behavior also angered Big Gray. Big Gray crazily barked at Madame Who. You're rebelling, you damn dog. As Madame Who spoke, she picked up a stone on the ground and threw it at Big Gray. Madame Who was certain that Big Gray would bark, but he definitely wouldn't bite her. There were many people who raised dogs in the village, but she had never seen a family's dog bite its owner. Chapter 634. Woof woof woof, damn dog. I'll pull out your teeth later. You're getting bolder and bolder. Big Gray seemed to understand Madame Who's words. This time, he rushed towards Madame Who and pounced on her. Everyone was at a loss of what to do with the sudden turn of events. How could this Big Gray dog bite its master? Woof woof woof, Big Gray bit down on Madame Who's arm. Then, they heard Madame Who's pitiful cry. Hey, why is Big Gray like this? It's said that dogs are loyal to their owners. I've never seen a dog bite its owner. It looks like her family's dog is a mad dog. It's different from other dogs. Hey, what a pity, what do we do now? Big Gray caught Aunt Who and bit her. What else can we do? We don't dare to go up. It's crazy. If we stop it, it'll definitely bite us too. Hey, the villagers discussed for a while. Although they sympathized with Madame Who, none of them dared to go up and help her. Big Gray's ferocity was too terrifying. Ah, my heavens, what kind of sin have I committed to raise such a beast? Madame Who began to cry and wail. While crying, she quickly shook off Big Gray. If she didn't run, she would be bitten to death. The flesh on his arm had been bitten off, and blood was still dripping from the wound. Although her arm hurt, she didn't pay much attention to it because she was hiding from Big Gray. Seeing that she couldn't run away, Madame Who learned from Zhang Cui, and climbed up the tree. Cui, quickly pull me up. Let me go up too. Zhang Cui hesitated for a moment. She didn't want to pull Madame Who up, but seeing Big Gray in front of Madame Who, she thought that Madame Who was angry with Big Gray because of her, so she pulled Madame Who up. The two of them ran up the tree together. Both of them were very miserable. One was bitten on the hand, the other on the butt. Big Gray was still standing under the tree and barking non-stop. Fortunately, dogs don't know how to climb trees. Otherwise, they would definitely rush up the tree and bite the two of them down. Madame Who patted her chest. It scared me to death. This damn dog wants to bite me to death. Auntie Who, why didn't you tie up your mad dog properly? Why did you let it out? Look at the wound on my butt. You've really embarrassed me today. Madame Who curled her lips. Wasn't it fine before? Who knew what had gotten into it today? Look at me, didn't I get bitten too? Ah, I lost a piece of flesh, it hurts so much. Zhang Cui looked at Madame Who's injuries. Madame Who's injuries were more serious than hers. I don't care. The dog belongs to your family. I don't care if it bit me, but you have to give me the medical fees and the money to nurse my body back to health. Otherwise, I'll go to Li Zhang's place and make a scene. Isn't that reasonable? Ah, Cui my dog has gone crazy. What can I do? You must have provoked it. This kind of thing can't happen to our family. Why didn't the others bite you? Madame Who acted as if she was trying to shirk responsibility. Zhang Cui immediately became angry. What do you mean by that? Do you still have a reason for your dog to bite someone? Besides, I didn't provoke your dog. Who knows why it came over to bite me? You didn't provoke it, who knows? Madam Who snorted. Chapter 635. You woman, if I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have saved you. You'll have to pay for the medical fees anyway, Madam Who said angrily and suddenly regretted it. The two of them quarreled on the tree, and the surrounding villagers continued to watch the show. What happened today was too strange for them. It was simply unheard of. Zhao Yun watched with great interest and relish. The two weirdos had been punished, and she felt a sense of satisfaction. Big Gray continued to bark fiercely at the tree, as if he wanted to eat someone. Zhao Yun hooked up the corner of her mouth. The offspring of a weirdo were all weirdos. She didn't expect that Big Gray would betray his master and listen to her orders after she fed him for 2 days. However, she hated dogs that weren't loyal and didn't know how to feed them. It was impossible to keep them by her side. Not to mention the grudge she had with Big Gray. If she really did raise him, he would definitely turn around and listen to others if someone gave him something to eat. Mulan couldn't help but hold her stomach and laugh after being teased. She felt that Madame Hu and Zhang Chui's encounter was strange. Yun, it seems that raising a dog is useful. Whoever comes to make trouble, you can let the dog bite them. It's easier than doing it yourself. I'm going to raise a dog later. Zhao Yun smiled and said, sure, Aunt Lu has a few puppies at home. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to give them away. You can catch one and raise it. Yes, then I'll catch one and raise it. It'll be good to keep it as a guard in the future. Yes. Big Gray stayed under the tree, unwilling to leave. Madame Hu and Zhang Chui didn't know what to do. Old Man Chen hurriedly went to find Zhao Yun's eldest father, Zhao Baojun. When Zhao Baojun came over, he was holding a hoe to deal with Big Gray. After hearing Old Man Chen's explanation, he didn't dare to provoke Big Gray too much. The hoe in his hand was his self-defense tool. After Zhao Baojun came, he aimed the hoe at Big Gray. Big Gray was very smart. He knew that he couldn't beat Zhao Baojun. When Zhao Baojun rushed over, he quickly ran away. Madame Hu cursed at Big Gray's back as he ran away. You damn dog, don't come back if you have the guts. If you come back, I'll kill you and make dog stew. Woof, woof, woof. Big Gray barked a few times, and then disappeared. Only then did Madame Hu and Zhang Chui dare to come down from the tree. Ouch, it hurts so much. Madame Hu complained. He was already so old and had lost a piece of flesh. How could he withstand such torment? Zhang Chui's injuries were not light. Her buttocks hurt terribly, but she did not dare to rub them, tssed. When Cripple Chen heard the news, he limped and rushed over. Teet asked Tess, Chui. Are you alright? Teet, s halves, Teet, why did you only come now? Lame Chin immediately apologized. Chui, I heard the news and immediately rushed over. I didn't do it on purpose. Alright, Chui, let's go back. We still have to ask a doctor to take a look at your wound. Old Man Chin sighed. The surrounding villagers started to tease, Lame Chin, it's not easy to see a doctor for your wife's wound. Won't other men see her white and big butt? You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.